남부 육가부장 오티스다. 지금은 부재 중이니 중요한 안건이라면 B 소리 후에 남기도록.
Hello, welcome back to the stream. Got a little bit of a late start going today, but you know, let's see what we can do here. Ah, crap. I totally forgot about today being the day I was going to do a little bit of, the game just crashed on me. It's a new one. I totally forgot I was going to do a little bit of story stuff today, so I just burned all my stuff for Enkephalin modules. So we might not do that today. Maybe. I could probably get like 1, maybe 2 out. We'll see. Mistakes were made. And if I'm lucky, hey, maybe I can get some making level up, and that'll take care of the last bit. Alright, anyway, we got things to do here. So, I pulled 7 Section 6 Director Otis. We're going to up-tie real quick to level 3.
현장 일이 더 많아진다는 뜻인가? 뭐 좋다. 현장 지휘도 경험이지.
There we go. New skill, exploit the gap, relay intelligence, predictive analysis, and field command. But most importantly, story. The child took a sip of black tea, her eyes gently closed. In this moment of rest, she was reflecting on the past. It had been years since she joined the association, and much had happened in that time. As a fixer, she would partake in missions and fight battles. She would hurt others, and she would be wounded by others. This child wasn't unskilled by any means. If she were, she wouldn't have gotten this far, right? She herself knew that managing and leading people was a more fitting occupation, so it should be a good thing for her. Though some might scoff at how insignificant the position of directing Section 6 was. It would be as silly as complaining about the ending of an ongoing story, when the child's goal was set further beyond. These numbers are off. The child's eyes sparked. The glint was evidently in her eyes rather than the glasses she wore. It's me. Are you nearby? In a series of gestures as natural as flowing water, the child picked up the phone and made a call. Fieldwork, huh? Yeah, I figured. It was the higher-ups, wasn't it? The other fixer's voice leaked through the phone. It was one of surprise, startled by the child's correct guess. It's far from the first time. Let's see, your job should be done in about an hour or so, correct? The child gave the pile of documents on her desk a side glance. There were peculiar business expenses, and signs of different personnel being called to the same site on multiple occasions. A picture was beginning to form in the child's mind. Got it. Make sure to visit the Section 6 training room as soon as you're done. This child needed someone with whom to review her theory. Someone that she'd always been keeping an eye on. Yes, bring that individual with you. Oh. Yay, and look at that. Level 3. I gotta exploit the gap. And support passive. Oh yeah, I also did a poll the other day and got Lu Section 5 Honglu, which I just won't level up, really. Use my shards to get trip 3 Faust. Nice. I also want to get the Gregor one. I got a couple of... Oh, right, before I forget. Boop. There you go, my ID's on screen. I also need to get the Gregor one, too, which I'd spent way too much trying to get. Let's... Have I uptied this to 3? I have not. So let's do that. Why not?
궁극의 검수를 보여주지.
Lenticular swirl, muscle in charge, focus strike, and cleanup. Might as well upgrade my 3 stars, right? The child gave her sole audience a confident glance and puffed out a cloud of cigarette smoke. So, Hosa, isn't this a work of art? The broom passed through her blade, smoke being cleanly cut in twain. I must have missed. You really do have a way with swords. Although I suppose your insolence towards an advisor is only forgiven thanks to your usefulness. You'd have lost fingers and much more otherwise. Do tell me when that time comes. I've got a couple of great ideas for how to cut them. The aide gave a bitter smile. Perhaps it's not the generosity of this child, but the audacity of a subordinate who can wield blades like it's second nature that keeps the Hosa from cracking a whip. I have good news for you, Ryoshuken. A strife is in sight. That's good news indeed. The child's eyes narrowed. Her mouth bent into a grin and her fingers twitched. Oh. So we've got Lenticular Swirl, inflicts bleed, and ally inflicts bleed. That sounds good.
길바닥 인생한테 뭐 하나 더 해준다고 달라질 건 없어. 어차피 계속 여기에 붙어있을 것도 아니고. 그래도 뭐 기분은 좋네.
Sky clearing cut, dark cloud swordsmanship, sharpened blade scattering slash. Come on, mister. We both know how much money you're keeping in that safe. The child said smugly, her smirk exuding an air of sharp cynicism. The Kurakumo clan isn't too different from most syndicates. Their day job is to shake down the households and businesses in the back streets, squeezing out every bit of spare change, all of which they label as protection fees. Faust is great support now? I mean, probably, but I don't have her, so... Curiously, the child was being particularly harsh on this establishment out of all the other places. Perhaps she heard somewhere that this man was an infamous miser and figured his money would feed her starving goons. The child looked as if she could wrench the man by the collar and behead him at any moment, but something was holding her back. She's probably hoping to stay out of trouble, since unauthorized action is forbidden in her syndicate. Oh, how fortunate for him. It looks like a guide has arrived to distract her. Ryoda, we've got GN finally taking hands off these shoddy missions. Okay, so there's good news, huh? The acronym-loving guide nodded with a fellow smirk, then added as she lit her cigarette. We're about to have our swords dance with the blade lineage. Ooh. SP regen, fanaticism generation, and mark equivalent. Wow. That is good. Alright, so this one, Sky Clear and Cut. Bleed, double crit chance. On crit, inflict bleed. That's pretty good. And all that. Okay. Anyone else I can level? You've got a level 2. I don't have any 3s for you. I have nothing for you. I have a 2 for you. I don't have a 3 for you yet. I have this one, which I could get up to 3, theoretically, but I don't have any thread anymore. I'm all out. Passive requires 4 orange skills, though. Oof. Well, I guess you just build around that, right? I'll upgrade him eventually. But first...
점심? 아, 거기 갖다 두게.
First, we have some pulls. So since I got both of these, I do not need to do this anymore. So this banner I'm going to basically ignore. Heathcliff, I can still try and pull for his R-Core identity, which I have not gotten. And then, of course, there's standard, and, of course, this. Which, you know what? Let's do a guaranteed Deca extraction. I got 3 of these babies. Wasn't this supposed to be a guaranteed 3-star? Wasn't this supposed to be a guaranteed 3-star? What? What? How? Okay, there it is. One of the... Okay, I see. Son of a bitch! So, I've got 3 identities I already had and a 3-star I already had. Is there a thing I need Rodian for? I can get her N core and lobotomy core, which I could almost afford. Are you serious? I managed to somehow whiff on a guaranteed 3-star. Yeah, right. Okay, let's try that again. I'll keep 1. Okay, well, I got 1.
제가 무엇을 베면 되는 거죠?
Hey! Blade lineage South Sioux Sinclair. I can work with that. I mean, I lose a lot of them, really. See, head hit, gain poise. Poise. On the up tie, you get last coin in the skill chain deals plus 20% damage. Okay, well, at least I got something out of this. At least I got something. I need to level up and upgrade, though. Okay, now, let's do a Heathcliff extraction. Oh, wow, I've got 10 tickets. Huh. Okay, I got 2 end cores. That's a lot of end cores.
본체
Hey!
이스마일. 제가 도와드릴 게 있나요?
Limbus cleanup Ishmael, nice.
공평하게
Hey!
뭐랬더라. 아무튼 다 박살 내러 왔다.
And she section 5 Heathcliff. Cool. Okay, I got a couple of the regular tickets to go. I think... Yeah, that means I actually don't need any more shards for Ishmael. I can burn all my Ishmael shards. Which is... Which one again? Yeah. Excellent. Oh yeah, Ardor Blossom Star. Oh, whatever. Whatever. It's fine.
점심? 아,
Hey! Ooh! Ooh! Okay, what do we got?
전부 지져버리겠네.
Hey, Don Quixote Telepulse not bad. And also, looks like the Hong Lu one. Oh, so I swapped it for Fluid Stack. Okay, what does this one do? On hit, gain 10 charge. And Rupture. Burst Tremor. Inflict Tremor and Sinking. Let's see. 4 balloon. Yeah. Oh, it's way cheaper. Yeah, okay. Well, why not?
점심? 아, 거기.
That was also from this extraction somehow. Okay, we got some reds. Alright, last one. Oh, it's a yellow! What'd I get? Okay, what's this one?
낙뢰 충전 최대치예요.
Okay, sure. Why not? Sure, I've got telepole on Faust 2 now. Why not? Targets randomly, paralyzed, charge count. I kind of like Fluid Sac more. Okay, I still have some extraction tickets I can use. And I still have a Deca extraction. What the hell's that? Why was it, like, darker there? Ew, a red. Who we got? Alright, last one. Alright, nothing too crazy. I did get some egos out of that, though, which is pretty nice. And here we go. Show me the money. Son of a bitch. Same one. The same one. Well, at least I can afford one of these if I want. Which is better? No, not that I'm going to use either one. Power down, defense, power down. Let's go with Encore. I want to get more Encore.
드디어 저를 쓰시는군요. 후회하지 않으실 겁니다.
That's Gregor. That is Otis. There's Faust. Okay. All right.
점심?
Okay, let's do some work then, shall we? I should have enough for at least one of these fights.
죽음할 시간이야. 단테, 이번에는 누굴 베어버리면 되는 거야?
카론, 기다리는 거.
Oh, nice. I don't have to do any reading. Just straight in. Where are all these guys going?
정화.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
정화.
예측대로. 정신을 몰라. 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
전투에 임하겠습니다. 정신이 물려 터졌군요.
역시 모르네.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
소란이 줄었네요.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
정화.
정신이 물려 터졌군요.
대성공이야. 카론 신나. 노래 부를까?
Jeez, that guy's just brutalizing Faust over there in the background.
그래서 카론이 안전벨트 잘하라고 했잖아.
정화.
정신이 물려 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야? 지금은 두렵지 않아요.
예측대로 쓰러졌군. 쓰러졌군. 정신이 물려 터졌군요. 소란이 줄었네요.
Yeah, I did it in the time limit too. So I got the ace.
전류가 너무 강하게 방출되었어요. 괴롭지만 다행이에요.
I don't want to do this.
잘 되었으면 좋겠네요. 늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Oh, come on. Come on, come on. What the fuck, man?
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
직접 나서지.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
I don't have enough for this still, so I gotta dodge those.
지금은
I gotta dodge the gun.
늦으면 내피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Still late.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
예측대로군. 빈틈 투성이로군. 예측대로군.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
There we go. And now
소란이
I can open up with a gun shooting somebody.
기회 아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
쓰러졌군.
It always rolls max. They always just roll max whenever I'm trying to do something.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
직접 나서지.
There we go.
늦으면 내피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Turn 7.
직접 나서지.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
Oh. Well, he's dead anyway, so that's fine.
당신은 물러 터졌군요. 대성공이야. 칼은 신나. 노래 부를까?
그렇게 무르진 않네.
적들이 흔들흔들.
Nice.
기회 아니야? 지금은 두렵지 않아요. 두렵진 않아요.
당신은 물러. 소란이 줄었네요.
Hurrah! I managed to do it. I'm not even level 30. All that practice in the mirror dungeon has helped a lot. By the way, I may be super spoiled on the ending of this chapter because I played through the mirror dungeon a bunch, so I know like a ton of enemies I probably shouldn't have seen yet. Just saying. K-Core Singularity, HP bullets. Any would-be fatal energies we managed to inflict were healed away with a single shot of those regenerative rounds. It was only a matter of time before the thread by which Heathcliff's patience was hung snapped.
우린 세상에서 제일 의미 없는 일을 하고 있어, 알아?
I can't take it anymore. There's got to be the most pointless fight in the world, can't you see?
말했잖아요.
날개와 엮이는 건 무의미하다고요.
I told you. Entering into conflict with a wing is an exercise in futility.
이렇게 실시간으로 허무해지는 전투일 줄은 몰랐지.
Just didn't know the futility would hit us right away.
잘라내면 잘라내는 대로 살점이 차오른다.
The flesh regrows as soon as it's removed.
전투를 제대로 지속하기 어렵다.
It is difficult to continue on with combat.
이딴 예술도 있는 거군.
Really? Art can be rubbish like this, huh? Ryoshi made the most pained expression I've seen from her, begrudgingly swinging her sheath around. Cuts and slashes will mend before even a drop of blood can spill from them. There couldn't be a worse battle for Ryoshi to fight. Isn't there anything we can do?
HP. 헬라포이시스 기술은 손실된 신체의 세포를 끊임없이 보충하는 기술이에요.
HP, or helipoiesis, is a bioengineered technology that allows for the continuous repair of damaged or lost cells.
한 번 투약받아도 상당히 오래 지속되는데 둥지 안에서 보급을 받는 자들은
One dose already lasts considerably long, so imagine what that means for those in the nest who receive constant supplies.
전투로는 이길 방법이 없다고 할 수도 있겠네요.
To put it simply, you can't reasonably defeat them in combat. Even Faust was shaking her head in despondency, but then...
혼란 속에 비로소 이 몸이 등장하였으니
In the height of chaos, I've arrived at last! A peal of overwhelmingly energetic laughter rang through the air. Okay.
어디에서나 파우스트는 우수했어요.
A man approaches from outside with tremendous speed. This exceedingly jovial and uncomfortably energetic fellow is Siegfried, who appears to have an acquaintance with Virgilius. After a friendly exchange, he rushes at our sinners. That's somewhat concerning. A figure approached us with terrifying force, reminiscent of a frenzied beast.
뭐야? 뭐가 달려오고 있는 거야?
What's that thing running at us? I mean, that's probably true. Also, hi, Blank. How are you?
앞으로 3초.
ETA.
관리자님, 판단을.
ETA is 3 seconds. Manager, your judgment? I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. Virgilius was the only one who showed no surprise. To be more clear, he was more displeased than unsurprised at this apparently expected arrival.
역시 오시는군. K사의 대스타.
Also, hi, Ken Ellis. How you doing?
Ah, there you are. K-Corp superstar.
A jovial-looking man appeared amidst the chaos with an obnoxious laugh.
모두 안녕하신가? 목격담은 얼마든지 올려도 되지만 사진 촬영부터는 K사의 공식 허가가 필요하네.
Okay then. Sure, man. Also good to hear you're doing well, both of you. I'm, encountering Siegfried. Greetings, one and all. You're free to share stories of the heroic feats you're about to witness here, but photographs and more will require permission from K-Corp.
다만 30분 후에는 잡지 인터뷰가 있어서 길게는 시간을 내주지 못해. 섭섭해도 이해해주게.
Alas, I must attend a magazine interview in half an hour, so I cannot overlinger. I pray you to understand.
왜 안 오나 했지.
I was wondering when you'd come.
날개 월급쟁이가 되어버렸다지. 지크프리타.
I heard you became a wagey serving a wing, Siegfried.
그 비아냥거리는 말 본새는 여전하시군 그래.
Aha! I see your tongue is as sharp as ever, dear fellow.
코드 퍼플이 발동해서 불이 나게 달려왔더니만 그대의 친구들이었나 보군.
I rushed here at once in response to Code Purple, and methinks your friends were the perpetrators.
친구 아니야. 이 소동 속에 나는 무관하다는 걸 알아주면 좋겠군.
Not exactly friends. I hope you understand that I have nothing to do with the commotion.
그럼
In that case...
그래. 화끈한 정신 개조를 부탁하지.
Yep. I'm counting on you to give them a spicy lesson.
무슨 이야기를 둘이서
What are you two muttering about? Don't bode well.
동감.
Agreed.
어디서 굴러온 놈이지?
What under what stone did he come out?
보아하니 꽤 구석진 골목에서 온 분들도 있나 보군. 좋아. 그렇다면 이번만큼은 특별히 사진 서비스도 제공해주겠어.
I mean, I figure you probably will fight him in round 2 of whatever goes on in K-Core. Is my guess. I have a hunch. Just like Baba Yaga's hut will probably be a fight later on. And like maybe the full apple. Ah ha ha! Well, well, it appears that some of you have come from faraway lands. Right then, I shall grant you all the privilege of photography for this special occasion.
우리를 아주 길거리 추종자처럼 대하고 있군. 감히?
He treats us like worshippers on the streets. How dare you? Don Quixote, what's wrong? I'm not even gonna try and like approximate that one. Yeah, it's too hard for me to replicate. I can't. I'm gonna let the voice actor have this one.
우리가 좀 바빠서 1분 안으로 끝내줘. 저 시계머리는 빼고 부탁하지.
We're in a hurry, so get this done within 1 minute if possible. And keep that clock head out of this.
의체인가? 그렇다면 50초로 하지.
A prosthetic, is it? Right then, make it 50 seconds. Is he taking selfies while he's doing this? Both a skilled fighter and a talented performer, I can only watch in awe as he proved himself to be nothing short of a hero.
자, 여기를 한번 봐주게. 우리 팬들이 매우 좋아해 줄 거야.
Now look here once more, I'm sure our fans will love it.
이 새끼. 더럽게 강하군.
This blighter is too damn strong.
방금 뭐란 거지? 깜찍하군 그래.
What did you use just now? Haha, well isn't that cute? One after another, he made short work of the sinners. Virgilius watched the carnage with a pleased expression.
동지에서 주제도 모르고 나대면 어떤 결과를 초래하는지 깨달을 필요가 있지.
About time they learn what happens if they kick up a ruckus in a nest, thinking they can get away with it. Dante.
지금의 당신은 기억이 안 나겠지만 당신도 어쩌면 거물 같은 존재였음. 내가
Dante.
있었습니다.
You may not remember it at the moment, but at one point you used to be something of a bigwig, so to speak.
I was? I just couldn't picture it. Right now, I'm just a powerless leader who fumbles in any emergency, constantly being chewed up, spat out, and ignored in the trash by my sinners. They've even started treating me as the team's field medic. To think that this miserable manager used to be the respected leader of many sometime in the past. I felt a genuine desire to ask Faust for another way to recover my memories.
하지만 기억을 잃었다는 사실이 당신의 관리 소홀에 대한 온전한 면죄부가 되어줄 순 없죠. 무슨 말인지 스스로 아실 거라 믿습니다.
However, your memory loss does not wholly excuse all the faults in your performance as the manager. I'm certain you understand what I mean.
Oh, the 20th? Okay, well, I'll have to finish this by then. I thought of the staff at the K-Corps checkpoint. They showed no pity for the family they were about to tear apart, treating it all as nothing more than part of the due procedure. Although Don Quixote got us into trouble when she sprang forth to rectify injustice, I just know it would have haunted my sleep for days if we turned a blind eye. And seeing Heathcliff tighten the grip on his weapon to veins as he witnessed the disturbance. If not Don Quixote, I feel at least one of us would have intervened. Truth be told, I didn't do everything in my power to keep Don Quixote down. Virgilius isn't necessarily wrong when he says the blame rests on me for causing this. taking back my head might not be for the best after all, Vigilius.
이거 참.
Ah, dear.
다음엔 꼭 마이크를 달아놔달라고
I've got to tell
해야겠군.
them to put a microphone next time.
알아들었다는 소리로 이해하겠습니다.
I'll take it that you've gotten my point.
Hurrah!
46.5초. 오늘도 세계를 정의롭게 수호한 시간이었다.
46 and a half seconds. Another day, another heroic tale of justice written.
무대는 끝난 모양이군. 시계 돌릴 시간입니다, 단테.
Looks like the curtains have closed. Time to rewind, Dante.
Huh? Oh, it's right there. After a chaotic encounter with Siegfried, with a couple of familiar faces at the exit greeting us with the same confidence and comportment. After 12 whirls of agony, the sinners were all back in one piece. The massacre must have been humbling, because it feels rather strange seeing them this quiet.
어떻게 지내고 있었는가 붉은 시선. 요새 통 얼굴 보기가 힘들었는데 둥지 속 우수한 해결사들의 모임에도 안 나오고.
How's life been, Redgaze? We've rarely had a chance to meet in recent times. Haven't shown up to the League of Excellent Nest-Dwelling Fixers lately either.
내가 초대장을 무려 수십 장이나 보냈는데 받지 못한 것인가?
Were you unable to read the dozens of invitations I sent you?
주소 바꿨어. 그리고 당신처럼 충실하게 꼬리 따위 흔들고 있을 여유도
Changed
없지.
addresses. And I don't have the time to lick top brass boots like you're doing.
I don't know what happened between these two, but Virgilius is a bit hostile here, right?
첫 보기에도 둘의 성향이 다르다고 느끼지 않나요, 단테?
The difference in disposition between them is rather clear, isn't it, Dante? In what ways?
간단히 말하자면 지크프리트 씨는 해결사 중에서도 나에게 친화적인 쪽에 가까웠죠.
Simply put, Mr. Siegfried can be described as a pro-wing fixer based on the views he's expressed.
반면에 베르길리우스 씨는 해결사만의 독립성을 추구했어요.
On the other hand, our guide Virgilius sought independence as a fixer.
영향력이 강한 어느 한 곳에 해결사가 종속되는 순간 해결사가 지켜야 할 최소한의 가치마저도 사라진다고 생각했거든요.
He believed that a fixer loses sight of their core principles the moment they become subordinate to an influential entity.
힘 있는 자들 한정에선 누구보다 엄격한 잣대를 들이미는 사람이니까요.
He is someone who is strict toward those with power, after all. While speaking with Faust, I saw Don Quixote quake and approach Siegfried with shaky hands. She must have been honored to see him, even after being mincemeat by his hands mere moments ago.
팬이요. 그대 피규어도 모아놓았어. 한정판은 아니지만 나도 그대처럼 엄청난 해결사가 되는 것이 꿈이요.
A fan! I've collected figurines sculpted after you. Though I've yet to get my hands on limited editions, I set my heart on becoming a magnificent fixer such as you. Aha!
해결사 꿈나무군. 시간이 얼마 없지만 사인은 해줄 수 있지.
An aspiring fixer. I have little time to spare, but more than enough for an autograph.
그게 정말요? 그럼 사인은 여기.
Is that true? Then would you sign an autograph here?
숨 좀 쉬어, 돈키호테.
Slow breaths, Don Quixote.
안내합니다. 상황 종료. 코드 퍼플. 상황 종료. 코드 퍼플. 올 코드 클리어.
Attention, code purple dismissed. Code purple dismissed. All codes cleared. Huzzah!
일은 성공적으로 끝마쳤다.
That's a job done well.
그럼
Now
또
then,
어디선가에서 보도록 하지.
until next we meet. I like how they added the echo. Leaping with tremendous force, Siegfried vanished into the air. Although there was a small delay, we did get the travel permit in the end. Virgilius returned to the bus in the meantime, or perhaps he only got off knowing that we'd run into that Siegfried. He looked rather upset as he walked away, but no one else seemed to care that much. Clueless to the surrounding frigidness, Don Quixote was happy as a clam, caressing the sheet of paper autographed by Siegfried.
꿈을 꾸고 있는 것은 아닌지 모르겠어. 관리자다리, 내 볼따구 한 번만 꼬집어줄 수 있겠어?
My mostly caught in a dream. Manager Esquire, will you pinch my cheek just once? Just as I was about to give the blissful Don Quixote a word while we walked out of the border checkpoint, an armored vehicle stopped before us.
새로운 적인가? 둥지 검문소 앞에서 간도 크군.
A newfound foe bolted them to challenge us right in front of a nest checkpoint.
이 차는 LCC 청소부서 소속이군요.
This vehicle's from LCC, the clearance department. Following Faust's plain reply, the vehicle's doors opened.
나 참... 왜 이렇게 오래 걸린 거야? 이 근처를 세 바퀴나 뱅뱅 돌았잖아.
I figured. Geez, what took you so long? We had to cycle 3 laps waiting for it to be over. A couple of familiar faces appeared out of the car. Effie and Sod. Even though their outfits had changed, their faces were greased with just as much confidence and poise.
비포 팀에서도 온 건가? 분위기가 좀 달라졌군 그래.
People from the Before team, huh? Something about you looks different, I've gotta say.
그건 카지노 잠입을 위한 위장복이었답니다. 결과적으로는 쓸모가 없긴 했지만 말이에요.
That was a disguise we had in order to infiltrate the casino. It was ultimately useless, though.
그 심부를 찌르는 말투는 여전하구만.
Still got that sharp tongue, too. My chest ached a little at the thought of the harmonious cacophony that was our last operation.
쏘다. 저 시계 시침 바르르 떨리는 거 보여? 저러다가 울기라도 하겠어.
So, do you see that hand on the clock trembling? You'll make them cry.
장난이랍니다. 실력으로는 아직 발전해야 할 부분이 한참 남아 있었지만 그래도 LCB 부서만의 색깔이 있다는 걸 인정하기로 했거든요.
I was just being playful. While you had much room for improvement in regard to skill, I've made up my mind to admit that the LCB department has its own character. In spite of the rough path we took, it sounds like we did leave a positive impression on the two.
비포 팀들은 먼저 작전 현장에 도착했는 줄 알았는데요.
The Before team was supposed to be on site at this hour, wasn't it?
다른 대원들은 이미 도착해 있을 거야.
The others...
너희들이 알면 유용할 추가 정보가 있어서 잠시 남아서 기다려주기로 했지.
The others should be there already. We decided to wait for you because we had useful intel to share.
어떻든 간에 우리가 신경이 쓰였다는 거네. 맞지?
In any case, you cared about us, right?
너희들도 우리의 매력에 헤어나오지 못했던 거 아니야?
Do we have a couple of new fans knee-deep in our charm?
왜 그런 거 있잖아. 귀신같이 맛없는 재료들만 모아놓아서 요리했는데 묘하게 맛이 있는 거?
You know, something like the sort of food that's cooked from ghastly ingredients, but the end result's a pleasant surprise.
맞아. 전장에 그런 게 많았지. 분명 먹을 당시에는 비참했는데 자꾸 기억에 남는 그...
Had a lot of that on the battlefield. Miserable to swallow, but somehow memorable.
두 분 다 어떤 음식을 드셔왔던 거죠?
What kind of food have you two been eating?
저 그런데 전달받을 정보란 어떤 것인가요?
By the way, what's the intel you were going to share with us?
이번 목표 지점 말이야. 우리 말고 다른 집단이 점령해 있는 상태인 것 같아.
It's about our target location. It seems another faction has occupied the place already.
그래서 우리 쪽에서도 평소보다 많은 인원을 투입하고 있지.
We're putting in more manpower than usual as a result.
그래봤자 또 어디서 모여드는 쇠파리 같은 놈들이겠지.
I bet they're just yet another swarm of gadflies attracted by opportunity. As Otis pointed out, we weren't new to encounters against groups of foes drawn near the Golden Bows. For our first mission, straggling soldiers from G-Corps took shelter in the abandoned facility. In our second, a variety of gangs inhabited the casino.
안타깝지만 이번 상대들은 예전 같은 부스러기는 아닌 모양이야.
Unfortunately, our opponents this time won't be some crummy no-names like before.
심사 기록을 슬쩍 살펴보니까 몇 주 전 엔사에서 대거 파견한 기록이 남아 있었어. 심지어 우리와 목적지가 같더라고.
We took a peek at the immigration inspection records and found out that N-Corps dispatched a legion of employees a few weeks ago. Same destination as ours too. I would say I was surprised, but I'm not, because I fought dozens of Inquisitors at this point. Just so many Inquisitors in the Mirror Dungeons. All the varieties of Inquisitors, I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain I fought like 90% of the enemies that are going to be at the end of this level.
엔사에서요?
From Encore?
공식적으로 드러난 행보는 아니지만 K사 쪽에서도 심사 통과를 해준 걸로 봐선 모종의 거래가 있었을 수도 있지.
Though this wasn't an officially disclosed activity, seeing that K-Corps let them pass means they might have made a deal under the table.
즉, N사에서 미리 파견이 와 있는 게 사실이라면 가는 길이 순탄하지만은 않을 거라는 소리랍니다.
Which, if it's true that if Encore sent staff in advance, then the journey won't be a smooth one.
그렇군. 이거 자칫하다 여러 날개를 척 찌는 건 아닌지 몰라.
I see. I'm worried we might make enemies of several wings as we go on.
장기적으로 봤을 때
In the long term,
날개 간의 충돌은 불가피한 수순일 거예요.
in the long term, conflicts with wings will be an unavoidable step in the process.
하지만 N사에서 공식적인 파견을 공표한 게 아닌 걸 봐서는 단순히 이익 집단 간의 충돌로 마무리될 수도 있고요.
Judging from the fact that Encore hasn't made this motion officially known, it could end as a simple conflict of interest.
어쩌면
Furthermore,
그들이 진정으로 원하는 건 황금 가지가 아니라는 가능성도 배제할 순 없어요.
we can't discount the possibility that's not the golden bow they're after.
어찌 됐든 여기저기에 써먹기 편한 게 우리라는 건 부정되지 않은 것 같지만
Doesn't change that we're convenient pawns for our higher-ups to throw around either way.
아, 맞아.
Oh, right.
K사 입국관리소에서 소동을 일으킨 멍청이들이 있다고 했는데 혹시 얼굴 봤어?
I heard some morons cause a scene at the K-Corps checkpoint. Did you guys see who they were?
소문이라는 건 참 빠르게 퍼지는군. 마치 로신한테 갔어.
Rumor travels with such haste. 'Twas as though it was stride Rocinante. Don Quixote hung her head, possibly in embarrassment. Perhaps she's finally starting to learn that her reckless actions have repercussions. That are mistaken, and she's glad that more people know of what she's done.
아깝지 뭐예요. 그런 광경은 자주 볼 수 있지도 않았을 텐데.
A shame I missed it. That's not the kind of spectacle you see every day.
목숨이 여러 개 있는 게 아닌 이상 누가 감히 입국관리소에서부터 소란을.
Really, who in their right mind would mess with a wing at a border checkpoint unless they had lives to spare?
설마 아니죠?
Please, don't tell me.
자자, 시간도 얼마 없고 하니 빨리 이동하죠.
Come on, we don't have much time, so we should get going.
이런 베르길리우스님은 이번에도 안 계시나 보네.
Ah dear, Mr. Virgilius is nowhere to be seen again.
그 양반 먼저 버스로 돌아갔어.
He went back to the bus first.
아쉽네요.
What a pity.
이번에야말로 얼굴 한번 비추고 싶었는데.
I didn't want to miss my chance to say hello.
다음에는 꼭 인사를 하고 말겠어. 너희 대신 우리를 합류시킬 생각은 없냐고도 물어볼 계획이거든.
We'll leave an impression on him next time, mark my words. I'm planning to ask him if we can join the team in your stead. But that's the reason you wanted to meet him?
마냥 농담은 아니랍니다. 이따가 현장에서 다시 봐요.
That wasn't entirely a joke. See you at the site then.
너희가 무사히 도착할 수 있다면
If you
말이야.
can get there in one piece anyway. Oh, it's going to be a lot of reading, isn't it? Well, while I'm waiting, before I do that, let's have a poll. Because I got a free 1300, so might as well. Do I want to go for this? You know what, let's just do it. Okay, couple reds.
지금 이 순간부터 날 보고
Hey,
눈살을
nice.
찌푸린 자들은 모두 열애자로 간주하겠다.
Head manager Otis. Got a bunch of Heathcliffs. Okay, that's decent. New Otis identity isn't a bad deal. She's Section 5 director. Huh. I really should up-tie him real quick. I need 20 more thread, though. I don't have eco shards for that. Don't have eco shards for that. How many Faust eco shards do I have? Not enough for this, but I could. I could have enough for one who grips Faust. But also, I'd be lacking on thread. Actually, how many Heathcliffs do I have? I have 290. I could bust out enough for Heathcliff Rabbit, because that's the only Heathcliff thing I need. It's right there. But at the same time, Heathcliff is also a banner target right now, so I'd probably be better off just extracting another 10. Oh! 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 Let's go to! Let's go!
복을 구하고 싶다면 정성을 들여 빌어보시오.
Wishing Karen and
가슴 가장 깊은 곳까지 박히도록.
Faust nails. And that was from the Heathcliff extraction. Which is better, Fourth Match Flame or Wishing Cairn? This is cheap. This is really cheap. Targets the rearmost unit. Sloth, Fragility, and Paralyze. Oh, this is more expensive, but also is AoE. Targets 3 slots. Fourth Match Flame might be better to keep. How do you tell it's an ego as opposed to a regular identity, though? Like, is there something in the pull thing that tells you? Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. But hey, look, I almost got all the egos now. I'm still missing all the identities. Still missing all these identities. I barely got any identities.
점심? 거기 갖다 두게.
My guaranteed Deca extraction tickets, or my guaranteed 3-star extraction tickets got me nothing. I got nothing from my 3-star guaranteed pulls. Also, I figured out you could do this. I didn't realize before.
항상 집중하고 있어야 해요. 그 말은즉
홍차 한 잔 사줄 수 있겠나? 값은 이걸로 치러주게. 자네 것도 사고.
이거 봐, 관리자 양반.
배는 건 언제나 즐거워요.
자꾸만 말해.
난 혼자 다니는 게 편해. 다들 거치적거려.
네온?
어제
이 흉터들 말이야. 이제 암으로써
제대로 된 식사 좀 했으면.
관리자님
미리 말하는 거지만 난 지루해지면 언제든 여길 벗어날 거야.
고통도
홍차 한 잔.
이거 봐, 관리자 양반. 물 필요할 때마다 라이터가 필요 없다니까.
You know, one more. That was a good one, which means this is not going to be anywhere near as good. Oh my! Yeah! Okay, what'd I get this time? Yeah! Yeah!
다 쳐부시라.
Rabbit Heathcliff! Woo! And also I got Alcor Faust. Okay, what do you have? Okay, ammo? Ammo? Gain Wrath, charge next... Charge count next turn at 5 plus charge, gain haste and attack power. So he just gets faster as time goes on. Got it. Spend ammo, gain charge. Spend ammo, inflict bleed. Skill gain quick suppression. Spend ammo, inflict fragile and rupture. Jeez, that's a lot of ammo. Coin power plus 2 at 6 plus speed. Oof. Yeah, it looks good. I just, how do you know? How do you get ammo? How do you tell how much ammo he's using? Oh, okay. So he just starts with some amount and it'll count down over battle. Cool. Is there anything else I need to get from Heathcliff? I got his identity. This is Otis. That's Gregor. That's that. So we can burn Heathcliff. Okay, yeah. Figures. Like, there's nothing else I need from Heathcliff, right? Yeah, I got all the Heathcliffs. So, burn Heathcliff. Nice.
왜 그렇게
그래, 진작 이랬어야지.
Graze the grass. I miss Graze the grass. That was a good move. Ah ha ha! The child roared with vivacious yet sanguinary laughter. Next, keep on blasting! His gun relentlessly belched flame. The child wore a wide grin on his face, letting spatters of blood splash onto his cheeks and clothes as if letting go of the trigger was never an option. Ammo spent! Just as those furious flashes finally seemed to settle down, the child flung the spent gun at his foe. The red-hot block of metal struck the target directly, rapidly igniting their clothes. If I can't use my paws to plow through the grass, I'll just bare my teeth. The child unsheathes his knife and lunges forward, binking toward them like a rabbit. He tears his foes to tatters. His suit. Damn, I'm loving this thing. I feel stronger with each scrag. His gleaming eyes seem to suggest some kind of intoxication. But it looks like he's having the time of his life. Nothing to worry about, right? Yes. Heathcliff acquired. That is some damage, though. That is some damage. Alright, well, I got all the R-cores there. Who's left in terms of R-core? Is there anyone else for R-core? Nobody I don't have. I still don't have anything for Merceau. I just got nothing for him. Alright, I was gonna real quickly just up-tie you.
검이 부러질 때까지 함께하겠소.
Though I merely yearn to gaze out the window, here the paper covering its openings obstructs the moonlight, much to my heart's discontent. The child, looking up at the paper window with his dissatisfied, narrowed eyes, didn't seem to give any attention to his interlocutor. You're the one who said you wanted to sleep in a tile-roofed house. Sip. The sound of tea passing his lips sounded his disapproval. Additionally, moving to the south was also your idea, Yi-sung. I do not deny that. Receiving the other child's flack, the child known as Yi-sung slowly turned his head to face her. We were in need of a new territory from which to extort, were we not? I believe I offered an absolution. You just won't back down, will you? Yielding is not a behavior that aligns with me. Why don't you take up the mantle for us in that case? What made you recommend me to be the leader instead? Excess labor does not mirror my ideal performance, both mental and manual. Says the one nicknamed Slayer for taking excess lives, huh? It is my preference to be wholly focused when I'm doing my job. Whilst engaging in the rhythmed exchange, the towel with dark bags under his eyes stopped to recall something, then added, in addition, I remember you once asked this. You're usually a laid-back jokester, so what transforms you into a cold-blooded killer whenever a sword is in your hands? That I did. I hope today's exchange has provided an answer. Sip. The child nonchalantly nursed his tea after that. The look on the other child's face shows discomfort among many other things, but to describe them all in detail would be a disservice. Isn't that right? Nice. Let's see, you got poise, crit up. I don't know what the crit rates actually are. There's a lot of stuff here for crit rates, but I don't know how good the crit chance is from any given bit of poise. All right, so you're maxed, you're maxed, you're maxed, you're maxed. I could do you too, I guess.
더 날카로운 검이 되겠습니다.
It starts at 0, but how high does it get? How high does each point get it? Which side could be the real me? The child was afraid of himself. He couldn't control his own shifts, and he lacked the courage to decide for himself. What if he really was just a crazed murderer? Such thoughts befuddled and clouded the child's head. The people this child met among the Blade lineage praised his tendencies as the mentality of a true slayer. But those compliments didn't do him much good when he himself doesn't want to be like that. Rather than inspire confidence, they only serve to burden him. Thus, he still struggles to find his place between the pleasure of bloodshed and the unease it makes him feel. The moon is so bright. Expelling a breath, the child looked up into the sky. Gazing at the moon in solitude was the one thing that could bring him comfort. That's true. I'll have to take a look next time I get into a fight. Let's see. You got poise count, more poise, and skill 3 is paralyze and bleed. That's some big attack though. Alright, that'll level up on its own a little bit. Still missing a Gregor level 3. Still missing anything from Merceau. I need a level 3 for Don Quixote, and I need to get Faust that grips at some point. But we'll get there. We shall get there. We've got story to read. Returning to the bus, I sense an uneasiness in the air. It looks like Virgilius isn't going to let today's incident go unpunished. Buena suerte, Don Quixote. A pouty Karen and the cold stare of Virgilius awaited us on the bus. The air was heavy with a sense of oppression, leaving little room for light-hearted jokes.
늦었어. 카론 100까지 샜는데도 너희 안 왔어.
You're late. Karen counted to 100 and you still didn't come.
카론.
She seemed to have a few more words ready to be flung in that icy tone, but Virgilius put a hand on her shoulder and gave her a glance.
베르, 카론은 지금을 기억할 것입니다.
Karen will remember this.
미안해. 다음에 사탕 사줄 테니까.
Sorry about that. I'll buy you something sweet later.
Karen sat in the driver's seat without further complaint, and Virgilius slowly turned to us. If there was one thing the sinners and I were all good at, it'd be sensing imminent danger and making way. Dispersing from the group, we scuttled away into our seats, leaving only Don Quixote anxiously standing in the aisle of the bus.
변명을 듣겠다, Don Quixote.
Let's hear your excuse, Don Quixote.
본인은 핍박받고 있는 약자를 그냥 지나칠 수 없어.
I could not turn a blind eye to the weak being persecuted.
아니, 틀렸지.
No, wrong.
My vision couldn't follow what happened in that instant. I have nothing to blink, so it shouldn't have been possible for me to miss a moment, and yet... When I caught up with the situation, the first thing that came into my sight was Don Quixote brought to the ground, shoulder trampled under Virgilius' shoe.
나는 변명을 하라고 했지. 네 사상을 변호하라고 하지 않았다.
I asked for an excuse, not a justification of your views.
처음이 아니지, 돈 키호테. 벌써 3번이나 비슷한 일이 있었다.
This isn't the first time either, Don Quixote. You're responsible for 3 separate incidents already.
네 정신 나간 짓 때문에 3번이나 일이 어그러질 뻔했다고.
That's 3 separate times you've jeopardized our work with your deranged behavior.
어떻게 생각하지? 말해봐라.
What do you think? Speak.
본인을 위해 동료에게 폐를 끼치기는 했다만.
Well, my own actions didn't inconvenience my colleagues. Don Quixote's pained groan grew louder, but no one stepped in. Of course, she was being punished for her own actions. But more than anything, it was evident that disrupting this wasn't going to make the situation better.
생각을 물었다고 왜 말을 알아듣지 못하지?
Yes, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
I was asking for your thoughts. Why do you not understand this?
말하고 있지 않았어.
I was speaking only to be interrupted.
너는 여기서 미안하다는 말을 했어야 해, 돈 키호테.
What you should have said to me at the get-go was an apology, Don Quixote.
덧붙일 거라면 앞으로 어떻게 할 것인지 계획을 말했어야 했고.
Anything you'd add should be an elaboration on how you plan to improve your conduct.
이런... 아까부터 답을 정해놓고 말하고 있지 않소?
What I'm just... Thou art demanding a specific answer out of me.
모르나? 회사는 대부분 정해진 답을 갖고 있다. 그 답을 맞출 수 있는 길을 물을 뿐이지.
Don't you know? A company already has the correct answers for its employees. The questions are only asked to see if you can get it right.
회사가 너 따위에게 의견을 묻고 있다고 생각하면 큰 착각이다.
You're sorely mistaken if you believe the company is sincerely curious about your input.
회사가 그렇다면 본인은...
If the company insists though, then I...
지치는군.
I'm sick of this.
Virgilius kicked Don Quixote, tossing her to the floor. Then gripping her fall by the collar.
입사할 때를 기억하고 있겠지.
I'm sure you remember what went down when you joined.
그날의 거래를 잊지 않았으면 좋겠습니다. 돈 키오테 씨.
I hope you haven't forgotten the deal we struck that day, Miss Don Quixote.
Virgilius's eyes glistened with a much brighter hue of red than usual. Staring directly into them, Don Quixote soon gave back a nod without another word.
여기까지. 원래 위치로 돌아가도록.
That's all. Back to your seat.
Watching someone who usually exuded pride and confidence quickly shift to such a discouraged, crestfallen state didn't exactly make for a pleasant sight. Though, a deal that got Don Quixote to go silent simply by bringing it up. It makes me wonder what it was about.
다른 놈들도 마찬가지다.
The same goes for the rest of you.
회사는 자아 실현의 공간이나 사상을 설파하는 장소가 아니다.
A company isn't a platform for fulfilling egocentric dreams or preaching big ideas.
취업 규칙을 위반하면서도 돌발 행동을 하겠다면 자신이 치를 대가를 한 번쯤 더 생각하고 행동에 옮기도록.
If you would still go against the terms of your employment contract to act unprompted, consider the consequences before you do.
죽는 게 낫다고 생각하겠지만 죽지 못할 거고 프리랜서가 되고 싶겠지만 퇴사가 불가능한 시기를 보내게 될 테니까 말이야.
You'll spend a grueling period of being unable to escape, not through death, nor through struggles at severance.
아무래도 저 양반 아이고 뭐더라? 저 자크 프리더 씨한테 도움을 받은 게 힘이 기분이 상했던 모양이군.
I guess getting help from that guy, who was it again? Mr. Zach Fritcher or something, must have ruffled his feathers.
그 프리트님이요.
It's Lord Siegfried.
본격적으로 작전 시작도 안 했는데 잔소리나 들었잖아. 그러니까 눈치 좀 보면서 행동했어야지.
Sheesh, the mission hasn't even started and we already got a scolding. Have some tact before you act, okay?
에휴, 언젠가 한 번은 이럴 날이 올 줄 알았어요. 앞으로는 다들 주의하죠.
Phew, I knew this day would come sooner or later. We shall be careful from now on.
둘 다 왜 나를 야리냐? 죽고 싶냐?
Why aren't you always gawking at me, looking to get stoned?
알았어, 알았다고.
Fine, I got it. Now the real question is, do I use Encore Heathcliff as the cool new guy I just leveled up, or do I stick with, or do I use Encore Heathcliff because he's better against the Inquisitors, or do I stick with Gun Heathcliff? You know what? Let's try Gun Heathcliff. Let's see how Gun Heathcliff works. He's already selected. Cool.
가보지.
I'm gonna keep using Elcor Faust though, because Elcor Faust hits like a freight train despite being a 2-star. With the conflict sorted out, the bus finally departed. Looking out the windows evoked a strange feeling in the passengers.
저 인간들은 얼굴에 근심 하나 없어 보이네.
Check out those people. They look like they haven't a care in the world. Oh, that's right. We do have ego over clock. This is way different from the roads we've been through.
그러고 보니 관리자 양반은 둥지 한복판을 지나오는 건 처음이겠어.
Guess this is our manager bud's first time traveling in the middle of a nest.
둥지랑 뒷골목은 수준 차이가 심하죠. 또 둥지마다 저마다의 고유 문화와 역사가 다르고요.
There's a world of difference between the nest and the back streets. Besides, each nest has its own cultural heritage.
전원 집중.
Attention all.
이번에 갈 목적지는 K사의 칼프 마을이다. 그곳 어딘가에 로보토미 집으로 연결되어 있는 통로가 있다는 정보다.
Our destination is the past town of Kaul, situated in Nest K. Investigation revealed that a passage connected to a Labanmi Corps branch exists somewhere in that village.
As soon as the name Call was mentioned, Sinclair lapsed into fear once again and started trembling, as if something were coming after him.
하지만 너희들이 전해준 정보대로 제3의 세력들이 이미 그 지구를 점령 중인 상황이다. 그래서 클리어 부서에 추가적인 정찰을 요청했지.
But as you told me, a third party has occupied the area surrounding that branch facility. That's why I requested an additional recon operation from clearance.
비포팀의 사정관 측 3과가 투입되었죠. 에피와 소드 씨도 함께 하셨을 겁니다.
Preliminary Observation Unit 3 from the before team has been dispatched. Mr. Effie and Miss Sao should be with them by now.
상황이 어떤지 파악이 되면 그쪽에서 먼저 보고를 줄 거다.
We'll receive a report from them once they get a good grasp of the situation.
Shortly afterward, the bus entered a quiet woodlands path leading to the village. Lush green trees rarely found in the back streets began to decorate the scene, providing a comforting sight. That was soon disturbed by something odd. I could see an ominous billow of smoke rise in the distance.
왜? 저기 연기가.
Why is smoke coming from
싱클레어?
Sinclair?
카론 꺾어.
Caron, turn.
회피기동 덜컹덜컹.
Evasive maneuver. Rumble, rumble. Rumble, rumble. The bus made a sharp turn to the left shortly before a giant nail flew in and noisily embedded itself in the back window.
어떤 새끼야? 뒤질 뻔했잖아.
Who the hell was that? I almost kicked it.
이 정도의 가속도로 실험해보진 않았지만 창을 조금 더 튼튼히 덧댈 필요가 있겠군요.
Well, I hadn't run a test with a projectile at such velocity. This does suggest that the windows need to be reinforced a little.
우리를 향해 정확히 조준하고 던진 거다. 아까 비포 팀들이 일컫던 엔사의 직원이겠군.
That was aimed directly at us. They must be the faction that before team warned us about, the employees of Encore.
베르, 메피가 다쳤어. 카론 슬퍼.
There, Mephi got hurt. Karen's sad.
멈추지 않으면 더할 기세군.
Doesn't look like they'll stop anytime soon.
전원 한차.
Off the bus all.
As we got off the bus, a group stood in the way, clad from head to toe in rusty armor, with faded coats of white.
정차.
Halt.
이 길로는 지나가지 못한다.
You may not use this road.
아 이렇게 말로 하면 될 걸 유리창까지 뚫을 건 뭡니까? 나 참.
Should have said so in the first place, because what about our windshield? Ah, bugger.
선전 보고 없이 공격해놓고는 무례하군. 소속이라도 말해야 예의지 않겠나?
You're rather rude for someone who attacked without warning. Isn't it at least common courtesy to state your affiliations?
우리는 2단 신문관. 불경한 일을 꿰뚫는 못이요. 죄악을 두드려 다스리는 망치다.
We are inquisitors. We are the nail that fixes the blasphemous, and the hammer.
We're the nail that fixes the blasphemous, and the hammer that strikes down the sinful.
인사. 나겔 운트 하모의 직원이라는 걸 어렵게도 말하네요.
So, Encore, that's one convoluted way to tell someone that you're an employee of Nagel und Hammer.
못과 망치라고도 불리죠.
Also known as nail and hammer. Thank you. I vaguely understand German enough to recognize Nagel und Hammer.
지금은 2단 신봉자를 정화하고 있으므로 이 앞을 지나갈 수 없다.
You shall not proceed, as we are in the midst of cleansing heretical dissidents.
2단? 이봐요. 우리는 단지 이곳을 서둘러 지나가고 싶을 뿐입니다. 뭐냐?
Heretics, oh no, we just want to pass through. We're not looking for any trouble. We're on the,
관광.
a tour.
관광 버스라고요.
That's right, and this is a tour bus. Labeled as tourists of all of a sudden, the sinners exchanged looks in silence. To prevent another disastrous first impression, Gregor was doing what he could, even though his efforts fell flat for the most part, to gently appease the armored crowd. Accompanied by an attempt at the kind, harmless smile a tourist would wear.
그래. 저번 광산 때부터 느꼈던 건데 사실 이런 쪽 개그에 욕심 있는 거 아니야?
Greg, I've been thinking this since the job at the mine, but are you that into these kinds of bits?
그런 거 아니라고.
That's not exactly it. The quivering corners of his mouth roused pity in my heart.
그렇다면 그대들의 순수성을 증명함이 바르리라.
In that case, you shall prove yourselves to be untainted.
좋아. 방법을 알려주면 못할 것도 없지.
Fine, tell us how so we can get on with it. The Inquisitor suddenly pointed in my direction.
저 불경한 여행자의 머리를 베어내라.
Behead that blasphemous traveler.
Me?
그리고 우리 망치의 앞에 무릎 꿇고 봉헌해라.
I mean, it seems like he's doing a good job if the Inquisitor is at least buying it to a little bit.
And kneel before our hammer as you consecrate our head to us.
그렇다면 그대들은 때묻지 않는 자이며 여정의 불이익 또한 없을지니.
Such will prove that you are untainted ones, and your journey shall continue without hindrance.
물론 그 불결한 차량도 두고 가야 할 것이다.
You will, of course, have to part with the defiled vehicle as well.
보자보자니까 무슨 헛소리야. 야, 아무리 우리가 핫바지처럼 보인다고 해도 그런 걸 들어줄 것 같냐?
Love to spew on, don't you, blokes? Alright, I know you think we are, but do we look daft enough to do as you say? Furious, Heathcliff was the first to quit playing as the harmless tourist. Heathcliff, you didn't have to. Proper triffin' twits.
어디서 나보고 무릎을 꿇으란 거야?
Who are you telling me to kneel? The Inquisitor, as was declared to us, nodded in response.
알겠다. 그렇다면 그대들은 이단이다.
Understood. Then I declare all of you to be heretics.
With that, the group of Inquisitors moved into position at once, ready to attack. Alright, let's see how I do. Probably fine. I've fought these guys before.
하론, 기다리는 거
Oh
못해.
yeah, this is nothing.
100초만 기다려줄게.
Oh no, don't, not that one.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
God, look at how many attacks that is.
날 뛰어보라고.
Wow, that's damage.
역시 모르네.
Wow, that was damage. That guy evaporated. 11 shots left, but Jesus.
깡총.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty good. He basically doesn't exist outside of this fight, but wow. Wow.
씹는 맛이 있나? 날 뛰어보라고.
Wow, that's damage.
소란이 줄었네요.
Sure, in what
기다리는 거
context?
못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
I know I need to build up charge to build up his speed. Oh, really? Oh. So it just reduces how much damage he does.
깡총.
당신의 물 터졌군요.
날 뛰어보라고.
Jesus.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
쓰러졌고.
역시 모르네.
Jeez. Yeah, he exists for like 4 rounds of combat, but those 4 rounds are just gonna murder things.
근육이 신나서 날뛰는 거.
Holy crap.
해줄 거 없어? 난 이제 시작인데.
That was, oh my god. Wow, okay.
가보지.
Jesus. Getting back on the bus, Vergilius greets us by casually lifting a hand.
이번엔 상대하기 조금 까다롭진 않았나?
Weren't they a little trickier to deal with than your usual foes?
누누이 말하는 거지만 당신이 도와주면 훨씬 빠르게 끝낼 수 있어.
I keep saying we could be done with them a lot faster if you lent a hand.
나도 너누이 말하는 거지만 내가 도와주는 건 아무 의미가 없어.
And as I always answer, there won't be any point to this if I help you.
Oh, they're weak to pierce? Oh yeah, they're not weak to pierce damage, right? They're weak to blunt. Because like I was using, whenever I was doing mirror dungeons, I always go, I get Merceau and Heathcliff, either regular or Encore, because they do big blunt damage, which means that they just like, when I hit the 3rd level of the mirror dungeon, which is always Inquisitors and Encore guys as the main fight, like, I need that blunt damage. Like, nothing else is as weak to blunt damage as those guys. Everything else, even if they're strong to blunt damage, aren't as strong to blunt damage as those guys are weak to blunt damage. Like, blunt damage is the thing you need for that entire dungeon.
저자들
Those people.
우리더러 이단 신봉자라고 했어요. 대체 뭘 보고 그러는 거죠?
They label us heretics. Just what is their judgment based on? Traveling in a demon bus with a guy with a clock for a head is a good one. I think they were targeting me.
못과 망치, 경험이야말로 가장 중요한 가치라 말하는 날개.
Knuckle and hammer, the wing that values experience above all else.
Merceau muttered vaguely. Experience?
인간은 자신의 가치에 맞는 경험과 행동을 할 수 있도록 정해져 있다. 그들은 경험에 대해 그렇게 말합니다.
Humans are made to have experiences and actions appropriate for their worth. That's what they say of it.
그것들 우리에게 관리자님의 머리를 내놓으라 했지.
They told us to offer up the severed head of our manager.
그렇다는 건
That means
그들이 또 온 거예요? 잊지 않았던 거죠? 그렇게 찾아와서
they're back. They didn't forget coming back like that. Sinclair was almost having a fit at this point. Rhodia looked at him with pitying eyes. But there was little she could do about it.
베르베르, 소리 나는 상자가 시끄러워.
The sound box is being noisy.
선발대에서 연락이 온 모양이군.
Looks like the advanced team has words for us.
This is sodas.
이리 줘.
Give me that.
에피, 여기는 버스다. 거기 상황은 어떤 거 같아?
Effie, this is the bus. How are things over there? You shall bear here your every sin and be purified.
에피?
Effie?
방금
Is that
에피 씨 목소리가 맞았나요?
Effie's voice or something else?
아니 그보다 사람 목소리이긴 했나요?
No, actually, was that even a human voice at all?
바람
Whistles.
싱클레어, 무슨 소리를 하는 거야?
Sinclair, what are you talking about?
바람 소리가 들렸잖아요. 마지막에
You heard the whistles right at the end.
미미하게
Faintly.
그런 게 들렸었나?
Was there now?
그 자식이 온 거예요. 마침내 우리 마을까지 전부 죽이려고.
It's heard the wretch is there after all this time to destroy the rest of our town. Calm down, Sinclair. What do you mean by whistles, and who is this wretched woman?
저를 기다리고 있는 거예요. 그건 저를 부르는 메시지였어요.
She's waiting for me. That was a message calling for me. Resentful tears were streaming from Sinclair's face as he rambled.
잠깐만요. 저 앞에 아까랑 같은 자들이.
Hang on, there are people like the ones we met on the road up ahead.
돌아가요.
We should go back. What?
저희
Can we?
그냥 돌아가면 안 돼요? 가기 싫어요. 돌아가요 제발. 이제라도 운전대를 돌려서.
Can we just head back? I don't want to go. Let's just turn around. Just tip the steering wheel and...
꼬맹이, 대체 왜 그러는 거야? 앞에 뭐가 있는데?
Kiddo, what's wrong? What are you so worried you'll walk into?
가면 안 돼. 전부 죽을 거야. 돌아가요.
We shouldn't go. We'll all die. We need to go back.
에밀 싱클레어, 쓸데없는 소리를.
Emil Sinclair, don't be absurd.
Otis was calmly flicking her wrist.
잠깐 기절할 정도로 복부에 충격을 가했을 뿐이다.
I delivered a light blow to the stomach to knock him unconscious for a short while. Nothing more.
이번엔 박자가 맞았군. 당신. 내가 나설 뻔했어.
We're in agreement for once, it seems. I was this close to stepping in.
겁쟁이들은 전장이 필요 없으니까. 이대로 버스 밖에 버리고 가면 안 되는 건가?
I don't need cowards on my battlefield. Can't I throw him out of the bus? That might be a bit too far.
관리자님께서 그렇게 말씀하신다면.
If you say so, manager. Otis looked down at Sinclair with a displeased face. Even though he was the timid sort, he's never opposed something so strongly until now. This unprecedented behavior of his bothered me. But I couldn't bring myself to ask him why, as he didn't seem to be in any state to tell me. Soon enough, Sinclair came back to his senses. He stared out the window with vacant eyes. Others are all out fighting. I'm sorry.
저도 갈게요.
I'll go join them.
짐덩이가 될 순 없으니까.
I can't keep dragging others down. Yeah, it's these dudes.
메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
직접 나서지. 예측대로군. 빈틈투성이로군.
날 뛰어보라고.
그렇게 무르진 않네.
적들이 흔들흔들.
Good old damage.
아니야.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
역시 무르네.
쓰러졌고.
I might as well turn Heathcliff off for that round since I don't want him to waste ammo.
100초만 기다려줄게.
Wait, no. Almost fell into the trap.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
Oh, come on, man! Oh, she's got 10 charge.
흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
Oh, he's got his helmet on now.
두렵지만
대성공이야. 칼은 신나. 노래 부를까?
날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이 있는데?
Oh, that's cool. That's a really nice detail.
어디에서나 파우스트는 우수했어요.
Inquisitors 3.
싱싱한 풀이 보이네.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Jeez, calm down. Jeez, calm down. Oh, come on, man.
늦으면
All that and
메피랑
still
먼저 갈
didn't get
거야.
it. Ooh, yeah, right. That's right. Because I think of the in this one, there's a he's in there, right? Wait, no, that's not it.
깡총. 날 뛰어보라고.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
직접 나서지.
힘을 눌러 터졌군요.
Rabbit Ryoshi would be
적들이
good.
흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
Are you serious?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
소란이 줄었네요.
하룬, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만
Yeah, just
기다려줄게.
gotta finish this fight. There we go.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
우와.
성공이야. 가론 신나. 노래 부를까?
예측대로.
날 뛰어보라고.
정신이 눌려. 소란이 줄었네요. 정신이 눌려. 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들.
Oh, the poise disappeared, so I can't actually see what it does. Let's see here. So what was the messages? We know. Right, there's a rhino image of Gregor on the site. There's also Rabbit Ryoshu. Gregor is in the portrait for Ishmael. Did they ever mention when they're going to have the next update for new identities, or is that probably just going to be like on the 20th or whatever? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to turn everybody off except for that. There we go. Let's see how the overclock looks.
깡총.
Overclock!
모든 것을 끝내더라도
Okay then, that was interesting. Completely different form. Most likely Wednesday? Alright. Well, I still got plenty of lunacy.
전류가 너무 강하게 방출되었어요.
But I don't have enough for this.
왜 그렇게 급하게들 나가나 했더니
내 옛날을 묻는 것이오.
어제
어쩌면 난 혼자 다닌.
저한테
제가 맞설 상대는 제가
나는
저는
자꾸 말 걸지 마. 아까 외워 토끼가 약하다고.
저는 항상 집중.
세상에는
처음부터 이랬.
현장에서 하는 일도 나쁘진 않고.
고통도 두려움도 관리.
육과
왜 그래? 심심한 거면 나랑 여기서 노가리나 잠깐 까다가 가도 되고.
Should be able to check with poison if you look at Rhodio's info page. Okay. I mean, I know what poise does, but the problem I'm trying to get is I don't know how much it increases the crit by. Like, is it a 5% increase? Is it a 10% increase per point of poise? Let's see, Poise Limbus Company. What does Poise do? Yeah, no, unfortunately. Poise gives 5% crit rate per point, and crit itself does 20% damage. So it's only 5%. Okay. Yeah, that's not great then. Like, unless you're able to maintain poise for a long period of time and just stack it to high heaven, you're still not going to be able to top like a 25% chance in a round. Like, this is 20 right here. On a head sit, get 20. Then on use, let's say +1 poise count. Okay, so this is the potency. 2 poise. Yeah, exactly. It's not great. Like, this is still a powerful character, and you can just, like, build stuff to get it. But it's still really, like, limiting. Excuse me? Wait, what? Wait. At 5+ poise, instead of just doing a normal counterattack, you use Sky Clearing Cut. That's pretty spicy. Okay, so it doesn't go away if you get a crit. It just reduces the count by 1, which also reduces it on the turn. So theoretically, you could have 100% crit all the time, but you'd need to somehow get poise stacked up massively. That's a lot. Yeah, that is the problem, right? Oh yeah, when does the thing tick over? Is that? Oh, it's almost tick over time. I guess I'll use another box. Yeah, but that's only if you actually manage to get the count up that high. That is a lot of work to do.
단테, 이번에는 누굴 베어버리면 되는 거야?
There's got to be some way to like build that up. It probably stacks on everybody. Oh, I know this fight. I know this fight very well. This is the one that always kills me at the end of a dungeon run. If I die at the end of a dungeon run, it's because of this fight. The smoke that was faintly visible through the bus windows covered the whole town.
난장판이네요. 정말.
What a mess this is, huh?
그런데 어디서 익숙한 노랫소리가 들리는 것 같지 않아요?
By the way, don't you hear a familiar song from somewhere?
나 이 노래 알아. 그 뭐더라. 눈이 더럽게 많이 오던 날만 되면.
Oh yeah, I know this one. Used to hear this tune an awful lot on snowy days.
전쟁 때 병사들 사기 올린다고 이거 틀 때마다 진짜 힘이 쭉 빠졌는데.
They played it a bunch during wartime to raise our spirits. Did the exact opposite for me. The song evoked various memories in the group. For me, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's definitely familiar, but it doesn't bring up any clear images in my head. However, I could still feel a faint splash of feeling from deep in my heart. Maybe I knew the song before I lost my memory. This mist of emotion roused inside me, though. It doesn't feel precious or warm. An ache. An inexplicable sting is what I felt.
맞아요.
Right, that day.
그날도 이렇게 눈이 쌓여 있고 노래가 들리던.
It was snowy like this, and that song was playing. The trees before us were decorated with grim ornaments. All sorts of internal organs and mechanical parts were hung from the branches, as if someone put people's innards on full display.
이건 너무 지독한 거 아니야?
Isn't this going too far?
클래식. 아니, 키치하군.
A classic, but more kitschy than anything.
근방에 생존자는 없다.
There are no survivors nearby.
Then, everything finally fell into place. It's just like...
마이크 테스트.
A piercing sound caused the group to cover their ears.
모두 즐거운 성탄절 보내고 있나?
Enjoying your Noel, everyone?
고요하지는 않지만 거룩한 밤이지.
The night isn't really silent, but it sure is holy. Isn't Christmas still a fair way off?
네, 한참이죠.
You're right, it's not anytime soon.
내 이름은 크로머. 순수를 사랑하는 파괴주의자, 그리고 망치를 치는 자.
My name is Chroma. I'm a humanitarian who loves purity and the one who grips the hammer.
이곳을 어떻게 넘어왔는지는 모르겠지만 너희는 지금 사유지를 침범 중이지.
I don't know how you managed to get here, but you're trespassing on private property.
왜냐하면 여긴 보다시피 목과 망치가 심판 중인 신성한 구역이거든.
As you
내 장식이 마음에 들려나 모르겠네.
As you can see, this hallowed ground is undergoing our nailing judgment. I hope you like the decorations I set up.
뭐 길은 잘못 들어왔다 치고 지금이라도 얌전히 돌아가주면 너그럽게 벌금만 매겨주지.
Well, let's just say that you got lost. Turn back now and a fine will be all you have to pay.
왜냐하면 오늘은 성탄절이니까.
I'm feeling generous. Today is the nativity after all.
아, 그 전에 잠깐. 거기 귀도 있어?
Oh, before that, is Guido there?
이곳에 있나니.
Here I stand.
Oh, it's this guy! I've killed him too.
혹시 말이야. 거기에 이단이 있나?
Good. Just in case, do you see any heretics over there? The massive man named Guido who responded to her turns to us. He intently stares into each of us until his eyes fall upon me. He gazes at me for a very long time. Although he was wearing a mask, those eyes of his, they froze us completely still, as if his glare nailed us to the ground.
순수하지 아니한 자와 그들의 추종꾼이 함께합니다.
Hi, Mr. Guido. How are you doing today?
I see an impure one in their followers.
그리고 말씀하신 그 아이도.
And with them, the child you spoke of.
뭐야, 내 싱클레어가 돌아왔어?
Really? My Sinclair is back!
날 보러 와, 싱클레어. 난 네가 알던 그곳에 있어.
Come see me, Sinclair. I'll be waiting at that familiar spot.
크로모.
I can hear Sinclair grinding and gnashing his teeth. He made a dreadful noise. I couldn't be sure if it was from hatred or fear.
나머지는 처리의 기도 아니면 내가 나서야 하나? 그래도 되는데.
Take out the rest, Guido, or should I myself? I don't mind.
지는 자께서는 불순한 것을 두드리는 일에 집중하소서.
I urge you to focus on hammering the impure one, the impure one who grips.
좋아. 우리 정화 작업을 계속하자고.
Let's keep up the purification.
그럼 모두 메리 크리스마스.
Now then, everyone, Merry Christmas. A number of Inquisitors gathered around Guido. He stands firm behind them. He's not making any movement, but his presence alone is threatening enough. An intense aura of hostility was radiating straight from him. Alright, well, let's see how this fight is, because I've killed him many a time.
늦으면 매피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
그렇게 무르진 않네.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데. 역시 모르네.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
Still not enough for that.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
예측대로군. 빈틈투성이로군. 쓰러졌군.
Look at that evasion, though. Look at those evade dice.
늦으면
Oh, this is a
미끼랑
3-round
먼저 갈
fight.
거야.
Okay.
직접 나서지.
당신의 물러 터졌군요.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I was just doing that because I didn't want him to waste his ammo on these guys, but... Jeez.
그렇게 무르진 않네.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
Yeah, okay, there it is. 5%.
깡총.
두렵진 않네요.
쓰러졌군. 쓰러졌군.
소란이 줄었네요.
늦으면 내피랑 먼저
Wait,
갈 거야.
Mexican Sinclair is 8 to 18 dodge? Jesus! I didn't realize it was that good now.
직접 나서지.
Alright, let's go. Time to just murk some people.
예측대로군.
그렇게 무르진 않네.
Not quite who I'd like to hit with that, but sure, whatever.
적들이 흔들흔들.
So long as you have enough levels on the opponent, so if they're the same level as you, then it's still 4 to 14. Ah, got it. Oh, I can't overclock that? Weird. Alright, it's fine. I'll do it later.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
모든 것을 돈에 걸어도
Get wrecked, nerd!
소란이 줄었네요.
날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이 있는데?
Oh, that explains it.
힘든 상대였어요. 저자가 완전히 정신을 차리기 전에 우선 도망치죠.
That was a tough opponent. We should move before they come back to their senses.
수치스러운 소리를 잘도 짓거리는군. 승기를 잡은 군인은 적을 두고 꽁무니를 빼지 않는다.
What a shameful thing to say. A soldier does not retreat before the enemy when victory is in sight.
지금 군인 정신이 중요할 때예요?
Can't you save the military drill for a better time? Ishmael's right. That's not someone we can beat easily.
철수하겠습니다.
We'll fall back. Otis reluctantly backed down. Sinclair, do you know what that Cromer meant by that familiar spot?
그건...
That's, well... Sinclair shook. He was seemingly overwhelmed with dread. But I could also see a teeth-grinding anger in him that surpassed his fear. Looking at him, a thought blossomed in my mind. You need to talk, Sinclair. Tell us what you know, and you'll prevent half the deaths we might suffer.
작전의 성공률도 올라간다. 효과적인 정보를 기대하지.
It also raised the likelihood of our success. I'm looking forward to hearing something useful. I hope I'm doing the right thing as the manager. Sinclair shook his head upon hearing my words, breathed in, and finally opened his mouth after some struggle.
우리 집이요. 크로머는 분명 그곳에 있을 거예요.
My house. That's where Cromer must be.
너 그 자식이랑 아는 사이였냐?
So you know that bird?
아, 젠장. 하도 귀가 찢어질 듯우서대서 머리가 다 지끈거리네.
Bollocks, my head's still pounding after thanks to your shrewd laugh.
학교에서 만났어요.
I met her at school.
저런, 혹시 친구였어? 친구라면 잘 타일렀으면 좋겠는데.
Oh boy, she's a friend of yours. Whatever's going on, sure hope you can talk it out.
친구 아니에요. 크로머는 우리 가족들을 죽였어요.
She's not my friend. Cromer killed my family. Yeah, there you go.
미안해.
My bad. A prosthetic head hanging from a tree slowly turned to face us. Lights and sparks occasionally flickered within. Why did you return?
싱클레어, 이웃들이야?
Sinclair, are those your neighbors? Rhodia asked while looking at the dismembered prostheses.
그런 것 같아요. 아니었으면 좋겠지만요.
It looks like they were. I really hope that isn't the case, though. Sinclair replied, watching with a grim look on his face as their bare wires sparked and short-circuited. The robotic head soon stopped moving, only emitting discordant things. Then a song begins to fill the air. All the heads hung from the trees are singing the same song. The carol leaking through the vocal units of so many lifeless heads lands on the flames below.
이들에게 이단이란 건 역시 의체 보유자를 말하는 것이군요.
It's clearer than ever now. Prosthetic body parts are heresy to them.
도시의 의체 보유자들이 보이게 된 지 꽤 오랜 시간이 흘렀지만
Though it has been quite a while since prostheses were first introduced to the city.
여전히 그들의 모습을 보고 이질감을 느끼는 사람들은 많죠.
Many people still find them foreign and alienating.
저희 마을은요.
Our town.
저희 마을은 K사 의체 산업의 성지라고 불릴 정도로 주민 대부분이 하이엔드 의체 부품 제작에 종사하고 있었어요.
Our town was called the holy site of Neskay's prosthetic industry. Most of the residents worked in manufacturing high-end prosthesis components.
크로마는 오래전부터 계속 우리 마을을 주시했던 거예요.
Cromer has been keeping an eye on our town for a long time.
네 가족도
So was your family.
네. 저희 아버지는 신생 의체 회사의 대표였어요.
Yeah. My father was the owner of a fledgling prosthetics company too.
그래서
Is that why?
아니,
No.
제가 보기엔 이자들에게 그런 거창한 사상 따위는 없어요.
The way I see it, attributing it to a high-flown cause of any kind is giving them too much credit.
그냥 광기와 폭력에 매료된 미치광이죠.
They're just lunatics consumed by madness and violence. Ishmael asserted to him. After a while of staring at the Christmas trees decorated with his neighbors, Sinclair turned to me.
관리자님, 예전부터 여쭤보고 싶었던 게 있어요.
Manager, I have a question if it's all right with you. What is it? Well,
기분이
How does it
어떠세요?
Feel?
네.
Yeah.
머리 대신 의체를 달고 있는 기분이 어떠냐고요?
I mean, how does it feel to have a prosthetic replacement for your head? I was a little taken aback since I've never had anyone ask that kind of question before. The issue is that there's no way to know how I might have felt before I got a clock for a head. That's... Oh, it's,
따지려 드는 게 아니라요.
I'm not trying to argue with you or anything.
무례한 질문이었겠죠? 죄송해요.
That was probably rude of me. I apologize. No need, it's alright. The other sinners were a billion times ruder to me with their daily interactions, anyway. I'm afraid I can't answer that. I don't remember a single thing about my life before this clock.
그러시군요.
I see.
항상 궁금했어요. 머리 대신 다른 것이 자리를 잡았을 때의 기분은 어떤지.
I've always wondered what it feels like when there's something sitting where your head should be.
가족들은 모자를 쓰고 시계를 걸치는 것과 다를 바 없다고 말했지만
My family said it's no different from wearing a hat or watch.
저는 아무리 떠올리려고 해도 잘 상상이 되지 않더라고요.
I just couldn't picture it well no matter how I approached it.
그 덕에 저만 유일하게 살아남았지만요.
And now I'm the only survivor thanks to that. I'm sure the procedure seemed terrifying at such a young age. You don't have to feel guilty about that.
아니에요.
That's not it.
그런 게 아니에요.
It's nothing like that.
전 단테 씨 생각처럼 그렇게 무고한 사람이 아니에요.
I'm afraid I'm not as innocent as you might think, Dante. Sinclair quietly hung his head. I racked my brains for an appropriate reply, but no suitable words of comfort came up. Only the unpleasant sounds of sparks and flames filled the street.
전류가 너무 강하게 방출되었어요.
Yay! I leveled up, which means my Enkephalin is now refilled. Alright. Holy Night. I got the thing on that one, right? Yeah.
빨리 시작하시죠.
카론, 기다리는 건
When do I get the fight that has Encore
기다려줄게.
people in it as well?
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Oh, come on. Come on.
날 뛰어보라고.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
직접 나서지. 예측대로군.
Oh, yeah. Right, that's what I meant. I mean the fight that has the Encore dudes as well as K-Core guys.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
깡총.
빈틈투성이로군.
소란이 줄었네요.
Oh.
메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I actually appreciate that the knowledge that that annoying fight only exists in the dungeon.
예측대로.
Because that fight sucks.
당신의 물러기 터졌군요.
녀석들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아냐?
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
씹는 맛.
소란이 줄었네요. 당신이 물러 더 소란이 줄었네요.
Lovely.
전류가 너무 강하게 방출되었.
Purification.
풀이 보이네.
Prosthetic bodies pile up like a landfill in a corner of the town. I could see that some of them were still conscious, letting out pained moans. The Inquisitors paid no heed. They strenuously jammed nails through each of their victims' chests over and over, executing their pure intent.
심장을 꿰뚫었을 텐데 신체는 아직도 박동합니다.
I've surely pierced their heart, yet a pulse remains in their body.
필시 철로 덧댄 심장일 것이다. 인간의 본연되는 부분조차 이단으로 물들었고.
It must be patched with steel. Even the core of their humanity has been tainted by heresy.
불결하도다. 살과 뼈를 모독하고 있는 모습이라니.
How filthy, a disgrace to flesh and bone.
The Inquisitor began carefully pouring a bottle of liquid over the prosthetic person in what looked like a solemn ritual. Judging from the pungent smell, it was most certainly oil.
사람의 기름을 머금거라. 이단의 시체여.
Imbibe the oil of humanity, ye heretical soma.
불구로도 돌아가지 못하는 자, 연기로 남아 흩어져라.
Those who cannot return to the earth find solace in scattering to smoke.
A lit match was then thrown on the pile, letting rise a huge flame. With the sounds of sparks flying about, the air soon filled with an acrid smell. It's not quite like the smell of burning flesh. Spreading fire finally brings the crackling glimmer in those prosthetic bodies to permanent darkness.
입으로는 정화를 말하면서 지옥을 창조해 놓았군요.
If this hellscape is their idea of purification, I'd rather stay unclean.
목과 망치는 언제나 인간성을 해석하는 데 몰두하고 있었다.
Nagel and Hammer has always been devoted to scrutinizing the idea of humanity.
고통도 응당 겪어야 하는 경험이라며 의체를 달고 있는 인간을 비난하던 자들도 있었지. 이렇게 행동으로 드러냈던 적은 없었지만
Some criticize prosthetic use, as they believe that pain is a necessary component of the human experience. However, it never escalated to the extent of direct action that we are witnessing now.
아까부터 들었던 생각인데 왜 그렇게 엔사에 대해 빠삭한 거야, 당신?
I've been meaning to ask, how do you know so much about Encore?
내가 엔사 직원이었으니까.
I was once employed by Encore.
어? 아니 저것들하고 같이 일했다고?
You used to work with those people?
저들과 같이 일한 적은 없지만 소속의 관점에서 본다면 그렇다.
I've never worked with those specific individuals, but in terms of affiliation, you can say that I did. Come to think of it, this might be the first time I've heard Merceau actively talk about himself. He would rarely recount anything related to him. Perhaps he felt it wasn't necessary to speak at all.
왜 진작 말하지 않은 거야? 그럼 당신도 저런 괴상한 무기를 지니고 다녔어?
Why didn't you tell us that earlier? You carry one of those freaky weapons then?
굳이 이야기할 필요가 있나?
Am I obligated to elaborate?
뭐? 야, 그럼 내가 너랑 저 새끼들이 같은 편인지 아닌지 어떻게 구분해야 하냐?
Hell, why don't you explain what makes you different from those nutters then?
난 말이야. 관리자 저놈을 시계대가리라고 부르고는 있어도 머리를 자르고 불태워도 싼 놈이라고는 생각하지 않아.
Listen, mate, as much as I like to call Death Manager Clockface, I don't think they deserve by any means to be on the stake or chopping block.
말만 번지르르하게 정환이 뭐니 하고 있어도 내 눈엔 그냥 사람 죽일 명분이 필요했던 미친놈들이 보일 뿐이거든.
Those buggers have talked big about purifying and all that, but all I see are a bunch of loonies who just need an excuse to kill, eh?
말해봐. 너도 저 새끼들이랑 똑같냐?
Speak up then, are you like those Scrooge bucketheads?
그런 것에 대해 생각하던 시기도 있었지.
There was a time when I thought about such things.
같은지 다른지 답을 내놓지는 않았지만
Though I did not come to a conclusion.
그럼 지금이라도 답을 내놓아 보란 말이야. 넌 관리자 놈이 명령이랍시고 마을 사람들의 모조리 쳐잡아 죽이라고 하면
I want.
그대로 따를 셈이야?
I want that damn conclusion now. You're just gonna up and butcher all the townsfolk if your manager just says so.
꼭 답을 내놓아야만 하나. 그 일이 업무를 처리함에 있어서 도움을 주진 않는다.
Must I give an answer? That does not aid us in handling our work.
사원은 명령에 따라 움직이는 것이 규칙이다. 베르길리우스, 그자가 내놓은 취업 규칙에도 적혀 있을 텐데.
An employee must follow their employer's orders. The terms Virgilius presented us state as much.
관리자가 행하라고 하면 행할 뿐이다. 내 생각이 필요하다고 말하면 제공하겠지만 그럴 필요도 없는 상황에서 나불대는 버릇은 없다.
The manager orders me to do such a thing, I will do it. I may provide my input if I am told that it is necessary, but I do not have a habit of rambling my thoughts unprompted.
뭐? 너 돌았냐? 너야말로 머리를 깡통으로 교체한 놈들이랑 별반 차이가 없어 보이는데?
Potter, are you rather twist? You got a chunk of metal for your brains like the folks here.
단백질이 16%, 수분이 60%, 무기질 7%로 구성되어 있다는 점에선 명확한 차이를 띠지.
I am 16% protein, 60% water, 7% minerals and so forth. I am clearly different in terms of composition.
또한 불필요한 중금속은 나의 구성 요소에 해당하지 않는다.
Moreover, unnecessary heavy metals do not comprise any portion of my body.
그 또한 차이다.
That is another difference. Heathcliff's face contorted with frustration. Merceau was already an enigma, and he only felt ever more distant after his conversation. Yeah, I did not expect him to be that kind of character. I was expecting him to be like very taciturn and, you know, reluctant to speak for whatever reason. He just doesn't feel the need to. I did expect him to be like the super literal conversation guy. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. And all that.
하지만 전 예전부터 쭉 궁금하긴 했어요.
Now that you mention it, there's something I've been wondering.
단테님을 정말 인간으로 봐야 할지 말이에요.
I've been thinking on whether Manager Dante should be seen as a human.
그게 무슨 소리지?
What do you mean?
그러니까
What if-
단테 씨가 말하는 건 단테 씨가 아니라 저 시계일 수도 있다는 거 아닌가요?
What if when dear Dante is speaking, it's actually the clock and not the person we know as Dante behind those words?
뭐?
Yeah?
우리가 진짜 시계 따위한테 명령받고 있었다고?
Yeah? You trying to tell me we were being led by an actual clock?
정말 멍청한 발언들이네요. 반박할 의욕도 안 생겨요.
Good grief, you're reaching uncharted depths of idiocy with your theories. I can't even be bothered to refute them.
그래도 전 지금 시계 머리를 한 단테 씨가 좋아요.
Don't misunderstand. I do like our Dante with their clock-headedness.
나도 그래. 그냥 머리를 되찾지 말고 평생 이 머리대로 있으면 안 돼?
Honestly, same. Why don't you give up just finding your old head and stick with that one?
그럴 리는 없겠지만 진짜 머리를 되찾은 단테가 갑자기 엄청 못된 놈이었다거나 하면 어떡해?
I know it's probably not going to be the case, but what if Dante's real head turned out to be super evil or something?
우리 중에 관리자 양반의 과거에 대해 알 법한 자는
Well, there's only
한 명밖에 없지.
There's only one of us who know about our manager Bud's past. Gregor's eyes naturally fell on Faust.
그 부분에 관해선 기밀 사항이에요. 심지어 보안 등급 최상이죠.
That's confidential information. Its access is restricted to the highest security level. And I get the feeling I won't be able to read it for myself. It's only natural. I have no idea who or what I originally was, so I had nothing at my disposal to refute Hong Lu's lighthearted accusation. Maybe he's right. I really am just a clock. Even if I ask Faust, there's no telling if she'll give me a real answer. And I wouldn't be able to discern the truth in such a thing either. There's even a slim chance that the real Dante is hidden away somewhere, and that I'm some advanced imitation trained to believe I have free will. In any case, sitting here and ruminating won't get me anywhere. Who knows? Maybe I'll mount this thing on the wall when I find my real head. Ishmael sent me a chastising glare for even suggesting something like that, but she had no choice other than to shrug. Well, it's true. Oh god, I forgot I still had a fight to go through.
100초만 기다려줄게.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
Wow.
기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
직접 나서지.
날 뛰어보라고!
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
직접 나서지. 빈틈 투성이로군.
씹는 맛이.
두렵진 않아요.
God, Arcor Heathcliff just rips people apart. It's great.
근육이 신나서 날뛰는 건 더 해치울 거 없어?
Huh, 16, Fortitude.
단테, 이번에는 누굴 베어버리면 되는 거야?
자, 이제 어떡할까요? 지금 저희가 조용히 이동하기만 하면 다른 신문관들에겐
Okay, what-
들키지 않고 지나갈 수 있어요.
What should we do now? If we move quietly, we might be able to pass by the other Inquisitors unnoticed.
단테 씨, 저 미리 죄송해요.
Dante, I'd like to apologize in advance.
아시다시피 저는 다른 분들처럼 전투에 많은 경험이 없어요.
As you know, I'm not as experienced with fighting like the others.
그래서 저놈들에게 계속해서 심장이 뚫리게 될 수도 있어요.
Our foes might jab me in the heart over and over for that.
그래도 버텨주실 수 있나요?
Will you bear that for me? Sinclair was trembling so badly that it'd be pitiful for anyone to witness. I could tell he was desperately trying to suppress his fear. It wouldn't be the first time Sinclair has died. Whenever he bit the dust, I make sure to bring him back. But today, he's newly asking for my understanding. He looked determined to confront them directly, even if it means he'll die again and again. I'm feeling quite unlike the fright his usual battle evokes. Maybe he's holding the kind of fear that comes with a certain courage. In that case, are you scared, Sinclair? Sinclair suddenly turned around and gave me a startled look. Did I say something weird?
아니요.
No, it's just...
오래전에 같은 걸 물어보았던 친구가
I was reminded of
생각나서요.
a friend who asked me the same question. Sinclair opened his mouth after a brief pause. His voice cracked.
전 히스클리프 씨 말에 동의해요.
I agree with what Heathcliff said.
의체 머리를 가지고 있어도 단테 씨라는 사람이 달라지는 건 없었을 거예요.
Prosthetic head or not, you would have been the same person regardless, Dante.
그리고 우리 가족들도 마찬가지였겠죠.
I guess the same could be said for my family. Thanks, Sinclair.
아니에요.
It's nothing.
이제부터 질리도록 죽을 테니 너무 고마워하시면 제가 불편해요.
I can't have you be too thankful when I'm about to make you suffer by throwing my life away. Just as I realized that I forgot to ask what he said in response to the same question his friend had, Sinclair had already charged into the fray.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
예측대로 쓰러졌고.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. What the?
적들이
All those pure
흔들흔들.
10 rolls?
기회 아니야?
직접 나서지. 쓰러졌고.
정신이 물러 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
당신의 물로 터졌군요.
Okay, good. Next fight.
소란이 줄었네요.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
당신의 물로 터졌군요. 소란이 줄었네요.
Nice. Big damage there.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
깡총! 소란이 줄었네요. 소란이 줄었네요.
날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이 있는데.
There we go. That was probably within the time limit, right? I hope so. I imagine so.
전류가
Oh, was that just over? No, it wasn't. Cool. Bonfire. Sinclair's home was the largest mansion in the neighborhood, standing at the innermost part of town. One could see from a distance that a huge flame was engulfing the estate. Ah, okay. It took a moment to try and imagine what this town could have looked like during its peaceful times. To bring to mind the flame times when the trees we saw near the town still had lush, verdant leaves. How Sinclair would have been during those times. Or when everyone around him had died. I couldn't paint a clear picture of either happiness or despair. Nevertheless, I only hope that Sinclair can brace himself for the misfortune he'll soon have to face.
정말 심하네요.
This is
이건
awful to say the least. A courtyard that could have once been a vast, flourishing garden was now full of nails erected tall. A variety of prosthetic bodies were pierced by those towering nails. And the house was enveloped in ferocious flame, ready to consume everything around it. While everyone's attention was drawn to the prostheses, Sinclair's eyes drifted to a corner of the yard.
무덤들이 파헤쳐져 있어?
The graves, they're dug up? Following his gaze, I could see 3 graves that were violated. Sinclair's expression alone was enough for me and all the other sinners to guess who they were for.
부관 참수라니 마귀가 따로 없구려.
To execute the dead.
This is nothing short of a devil's work. Father, mother, and sister. The family he mentioned. That's where they should be resting.
잠깐. 거수자 한 명.
Halt.
전방이다.
One uniform straight ahead.
휘파람 소리.
Whistling.
아니, 아무리 생각해도 너무 웃기잖아.
I mean, it's just too funny when you think about it. Someone walked out of the burning household. Her laugh was simply sinister in every way imaginable.
썩지도 않는 몸뚱이들을 정성스럽게 묻어놓는 거 말이야. 그치?
Why put so much effort into burying bodies that can't even rot? Am I right? Wow, they're all the grippers look like that, huh?
그놈아.
그래도 여기 꼬챙이들 중에 잘 찾아보면 찾을 수 있을 거야. 내가 어디에 꽂아놓긴 했거든.
I'm sure you'll find them around somewhere if you look hard enough. I do remember nailing those three.
내 말 잘 들으면 위치를 알려줄 수도 있는데.
Be a good boy and I might just tell you where they are.
어때, 싱클레어? 여기까지 찾아오다니 많이 용감해진 것 같은데?
Well, Sinclair, you've grown a spine coming all the way here.
시체들을 쳐다볼 용기도 기르고 온 거 맞지?
Enough of one to look at a few dead bodies too, right?
대체 이렇게
Why? Just why all of this? Sinclair couldn't even speak properly.
기포 팀들은 어디 간 거지? 이 지점까지 왔다면 모습을 보일 정도는 되었는데.
Where did our before team get off to? They've got to turn up at this point.
아, 싱클레어 친구들.
Ah, Sinclair's got some buddies.
같이 숨어들어온 다른 쥐새끼들을 찾나 봐.
Looking for the other filthy ratlets that snuck in here?
좋아, 좋아. 잘 봐. 내가 조명을 켜줄 테니까 눈 크게 뜨고.
Okay, watch closely. I'll turn on the lights so open your eyes wide.
짜잔!
Ta-da! Effie was barely breathing. His limbs had been cut away, and deformed prosthetics were crudely lodged in their place. He was too mutilated to even speak a single word.
저대로라면 온전히 사망까지 걸리는 기간은 평균적으로 이틀이에요.
In his current state, it will take around 2 days for him to completely die.
장대에 서서히 꽂히면서 고통은 배가 되겠죠.
And the pole piercing through him will only amplify his suffering. Then,
관리자님, 저는 사람을 최대한 고통 없이 보낼 방법을 알고 있습니다.
Manager, I happen to know of a method to end a life with as little pain as possible.
쓰였던 적이 많은 기술이라 말이죠.
It's one that saw many uses, in fact.
명령을 요청해도 되겠습니까?
May I ask you to give me the order? I looked to both Gregor and Ishmael. They gazed back at me and, as if in acknowledgement, dropped their heads low and bit their lips. I understood what that meant.
편해지도록.
Rest in peace. The collar of Otis's clothes brushed against the wind. Then silence. And it's then broken by Cromer's roaring laughter. At the same time, I could hear something else break.
어차피 다 같은 꼴이 될 텐데 챙겨주는 꼴 진짜 웃긴다.
Yeah, basically. I mean, there's the side characters you want to kill, like her, and then the side characters like you want to see what they're going to do later on, like the other guys. So, yep. I mean, Maraka's lady is still around. She lived. It's really hilarious to watch you all care for each other when you all meet the same fate anyway.
싱클레어, 이러니까 옛날 생각나지 않아?
Brings you back, doesn't it, Sinclair?
그때 네 표정도 진짜 볼만했었.
Your face back then was real priceless.
크로마, 너는 죽어야만 해.
You have to die.
그게 맞는 것 같아.
Yeah, I think that's the right way.
너는 내 손에.
You'll die by my... He was interrupted by the sound of a nail dragging across the floor.
귀도라는
It's
작작.
Guido. We thought we had felled him with our best, but not a scratch was on his body now. It was as if all his injuries healed in that short time. Like K-Core was helping. Seeing him walk towards us in perfect condition fatigued the sinners. Rendered speechless, all they can muster from their hearts is a deep groan of contempt.
기도, 나머지는 왜 처리를 못한 거야?
Guido, why couldn't you take out the others?
용서하십시오, 쥐는 자시여. 제가 미력하였기에.
Forgive my ineptitude, O one who grips. My incompetence allowed them to escape.
항상 경계해야 해. 저 망할 철판떼기 머리에는 뭐가 숨겨져 있을지 알 수 없거든.
You have to stay alert. You never know what's hidden under those cursed steel craniums.
명심하겠습니다, 쥐는 자시여.
I shall keep your word at heart, O one who grips.
재회는 끝났으니까 나는 다시 돌아간다.
Since the reunion is over, I'll be heading back. Cromer turns around to walk into the burning mansion.
크로마!
내가 널 이 손으로 쥐어잡고.
Get back here! I swear, I'll grab you with my hand and.
아니지, 싱클레어.
Nope, Sinclair.
항상 그랬지만.
It's always been the other way around. A long smirk dances across Cromer's entire face. It's hard to tell if it's the violent blaze or Cromer's voice that's consuming the other. And then,
쥐는 건 나야.
I am the one who grips.
늦으면
This is a 3 waiver.
갈 거야.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
직접 나서지.
Hey, nice. One shot.
맛이 있는데?
정신이 물러 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
Oh, they've got some crazy buff going. They got the crazy buff.
소란이 줄었네.
예측대로.
They got fervor going.
쓰러졌고.
역시 모르네.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
깡총.
정신이 물러 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들.
Oh, really?
기회 아니야?
That's a nice detail. It makes sense.
지금은 두렵지 않아요. 두렵진 않아요.
정신이 물러 터졌군요.
빈틈 투성이로군. 쓰러졌고.
그래서 카론이 안전벨트 잘하라고 있잖아.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
예측대로군.
Oh, come on. He's almost dead. There you go. There you go.
소란이 줄었네.
There we go.
적들이 흔들흔들.
Turn 7.
아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
두렵진 않아요.
Okay, this is turn 8.
메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Oh, no. Actually, you know what? Regular might be fine. Ishmael is out of charge? How'd that happen? How did you lose all your charge, Ishmael?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
빈틈 투사이로
정신이 물러 터졌군요.
Okay, well, there we go. We're at 10 charge. Perfect. 12 charge.
터졌군요.
Woohoo!
들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
Right, no, but she had charge. I had a bunch of charge up to that point, so I don't know why it all disappeared. That's my question. Like, I want to know why she suddenly didn't have any charge.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
Up, out of ammo.
씹는 맛이 있는데? 씹는 맛이 있는데?
소란이 줄었네요. 소란이 줄었네요.
Yeah, did it!
어디에서나 파우스트는 우수했어요.
Okay, also, am I finally in... There we go.
달을 베어낼 수 있다면 하늘이 더 밝아질 텐데.
Nice.
아, 농담이에요.
That's weird. Oh, wait, but I didn't use Mind Whip. I was saving it up specifically so I could use Mind Whip during that third one. Oh! Oh, look at that! I got a new Luxcavation. Hey, handy.
정의는 반드시 승리하는 법.
I'm gonna do this later. Oh, whoops. Alright, well, that sucks. Whatever.
가보지.
It's fine.
야, 너!
Hey, wait! Sinclair leapt forth to chase Cromer before anyone could stop him. However, he's blocked by the remaining Encore Inquisitors. In response, he swings his weapon with a tremendous force I never thought he could exert, crushing the head of the one who grabbed him. The Inquisitor collapsed to the ground before even a gasp could escape their mouth. Sinclair would normally keep to the back of our group. This is the first time I saw him charge in unprompted like that.
뭐야? 너 이럴 거면 왜 여태껏 뒤에서 꿍지럭거렸냐?
What the hell have you been dawdling in the back for if you could do that?
본인은 그대들을 숨을 멎게 한 기억이 분명하게 있다.
I remember with clarity that I had ended your lives. No, you didn't. You didn't kill a single person.
두개골의 틈새로 흘러나온 뇌 조각을 똑똑히 보았다.
I undoubtedly witnessed torn brain tissue spill through the cracks in your skulls.
그러나 그대 이단들은 지금 땅을 밟고 본인의 앞에 서 있군.
And yet here you heretics are before me on your feet.
오히려 터무니없이 멀쩡히 서 있는 건 그쪽 같은데.
You're not the one to complain about miraculous recoveries. Guido examines me closely with his piercing glare. He then slowly nods as if his observation gave him the knowledge he needed.
귀하, 이단의 머리인 자여.
You there, the one possessing the head of a heretic.
필시, 귀하가 신봉자들을 현혹시키고 있는 것이
You
틀림없군.
must be the false shepherd, enticing this herd into blasphemy. He proceeds to nudge his chin at the nailed corpses in the courtyard.
저자들은 불결한 몸으로 신성의식의 중심지에 침입을 하는 대죄를 저질렀다.
They committed the grave sin of entering the site of hallowed rites with their unclean bodies.
그리하여 이단과 동일한 처벌을 가했다.
Thus they have been punished with the same penalty as heretics receive.
스스로의 의지 없이 기결하는 이물을 몸에 틀어박은 치욕도 겪게 했다.
They have also been subjected to the humiliation of bodily mechanical intrusions being installed against their will.
하지만 그대들은 다르다.
But you are different.
이단을 신봉하던 죄는 이단의 죄보다는 경하다.
The sin of worshipping a heretic is less severe than indulging in heresy oneself.
하여 그대들이 참회하고자 하고 마음을 씻어낼 수 있다면
Therefore, as long as you are willing to repent and cleanse your minds of sin,
우리 망치는 그대들을 용서할 용의가 있다.
we, the Hammer, are willing to demonstrate forgiveness.
그러니 유혹을 마주한 불쌍하고 어리석은 죄인이여,
So I implore you, ye pitiable foolish sinners led astray by temptation,
그 거짓된 기적을 뿌리치고 빠져나와 내 앞에 무릎을 놓이도록 하여라.
shake off the allure of that false miracle and kneel before me. The confrontation came to a standstill. No one seemed willing to speak first. So you've all been under my spell or something all along? Who'd have thought that? I tried cracking a joke to lighten the mood a little, but no one laughed.
단테 씨, 저자의 말은 당신을 모욕한 거잖아요. 인간 취급도 안 하는 거라고요.
Dante, that man, he just insulted you. He doesn't even see you as a human being. I mean, you guys call me Clockface all the time, too.
그거랑 다르잖아요.
That's not the same at all.
심지어 저는 그렇게 부르지도 않았.
Besides, I've never used that nickname. Ishmael grunted.
그럴듯한 말만 대충 질러버리면 다 되는 줄 아나 본데.
So you think throwing some fancy words will be around to You think that throwing some fancy words around will be enough to persuade us, eh?
빠져나와야 할 놈은 너야, 가면쟁이. 머리가 멀쩡하게 달려 있는데도 그런 생각을 하냐?
Listen up, faceplate. You're the one who needs a little shaking off. Seems to me your human brain's just as defective.
기회는 충분하게 제공하였다.
You were given ample opportunity.
그대들 또한 매달리고 꿰뚫린 자들과 다를 바 없고.
You are no different from those we hung and nailed after all.
나는 망치.
I am a hammer.
지는 자께 충성하여 이단의 몸을 꿰뚫는 대업을 맡는 도구.
I am a tool for the one who grips, tasked with the great mission of piercing the false flesh of heretics.
내 너희를 못에 꿰어 흙에서 가장 먼 곳에 위치하게 하라.
I shall bind thee with a nail and lay thee down furthest from soil.
죄를 참회하지 않는 자.
For he who shan't repent.
야, 그 개같이 긴 시비는 언제 끝나냐?
Well, when are you gonna finish your stupidly long taunt?
흙으로도 돌아가지 못하리라.
Is not granted rest beneath the earth. Yeah, he was going for a minute, wasn't he?
늦으면 내피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
Oh, come on!
마음을 부탁해요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아냐?
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
날 뛰어보라고! 씹는 맛이 있는데?
Well, Otis lost that fight.
예측대로군.
그렇게 무르진 않네. 적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아냐?
전투에 임하겠습니다.
마음을 부탁해요.
쓰러졌군.
There we go. Round one.
하룬, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
예측대로군. 빈틈투성이로군. 빈틈투성이로군.
그렇게 무르진
Ooh,
않네.
nice.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
Okay, let's do this.
직접 나서지.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
적들이 흔들흔들.
There we go.
기회 아니야?
I just need some envy. I think that's envy, right? There we go.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
쓰러졌군.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
Oh, come on.
날 뛰어보라고. 날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이 있는데.
Oh, come on, man. Really? 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 Fuck, seriously? Jesus.
카론이 안전벨트 잘하라고 있잖아.
Where is this one going? That's going on that guy.
전투에 임하겠습니다. 당신의 물로 터졌군요.
Yes, okay, that one's dead. Good.
소란이 줄었네요.
여행엔 목적이 있었지.
Wow, it did. Well, it was better than the other one I had going.
좋아. 장까지 찢어주마.
Wow, that was really not worth it, was it?
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
No ammo.
깡총.
예측대로고.
Alright, well, he is currently staggered, so this should be fatal.
살아있을 거야.
Sure is.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
There we go. It was a lot of stuff, wasn't it? I was just doing everything I possibly could. The ground shook as Guido finally fell. I couldn't help but wonder if we really did him in, yet we were too exhausted to bother and take his helmet off to check his breathing. Sinclair was repeatedly jabbing his spear into a dead Inquisitor. The corpse was mangled beyond recognition, its blood and organs spilling all over the floor.
싱클레어, 진정해.
Sinclair, calm down. He didn't seem to care about anything other than the body he was set out to destroy. Occasional pants of rage and tearful gasps were all that came out of his mouth. I'll kill them all. I knew stopping him was the right thing to do, but no one dared to step in. It was evident that he was too blinded by ire to listen to us.
정신 차리게 하는 방법은 생각보다 참 간단하네.
I know a way most simple to bring him back to senses. At that, Don Quixote suddenly jumped Sinclair and pinned him to the ground. And then, she started laying into his face. One fist thrown after the other.
이거 말려야 하는 거 아니야?
Oh, shouldn't we do something?
냅둬. 분내나는 싸움 따위.
Leave him be. A couple calves tussling isn't worth intervening. A cloud of dust rose up from her ruthless beating. After a while, Don Quixote cut her onslaught.
어떤가? 정신이 좀 드는가?
Pray tell, how does thou feel now?
미안하네. 나도 종종 흥분이 몸을 잠식하면 고삐 이른 말처럼 날뛰곤 했지.
Part of my rash action. I would often find myself overcome by fervor, rampaging much the same as a riderless horse.
그럴 때는 내 옛 친구들이 정신 차릴 때까지 나를 두들겨 패곤 했다네.
At such moments, my old friends helped me come to myself by beating me senseless.
그렇게 해야만 정신이 드는 때도 있는 것 같더군.
'Twas at times the only remedy to the fever that had overtaken me.
아하, 그러니까 베르길리우스 씨하고도 친구 관계라는 거죠?
Aha, so in that sense, Virgilius must be a good friend of yours too, right?
그게...
Well, I... Tears plinked down from Sinclair's bruised eyes.
가만두지 않겠어.
I'll get her for this.
우리 집으로 가서 그 개새끼한테 말뚝을 쑤셔 넣을 거예요. 그런 다음은
I'll go to my human, skewer that bitch. I'll skewer her with a stake and then... The rest of his sentence was overrun with pain sobbing. After a while of sniffing, Sinclair finally seemed to calm down as he put a hand to his face and started muttering.
전 하루아침에 모든 걸 잃었어요.
I lost everything overnight.
그때는 저들이 못과 망치라는 이름을 내세우지도 않았고 저렇게 많은 인원으로 공공연히 다니지도 않았어요.
Back then, they didn't parade their Nagel und Hammer name around. You didn't see large groups like that in the open.
하지만
언제부터인지.
언제부터인지
But at some point,
자기들을 망치라고 하는 자들이 하나둘씩 마을에 들어서더니
people calling themselves Hammer started showing up in town one by one and...
됐어, 꼬맹이. 거기까지면 됐어.
It's okay, kiddo. No need to push yourself. Jeez, he's messed up. Rhodia gently pats him on the back.
아직도 생각하곤 해요.
I still think that sometimes
나쁜 꿈 속에서 아직 깨지 못하고 있는 건 아닐까?
this is all just a bad dream and I'm having trouble waking up.
매일 아침마다 잠에서 깨서 눈을 뜨기 전에 항상
It always comes every morning before I open my eyes.
이번만큼은 익숙한 우리 집의 천장이
Maybe this time I'll wake up and see my familiar ceiling. Just maybe. After he said that, he broke into tears. It only made sense to wait for him to settle down. Why are the people just...
생각보다 날 뛰어버렸군. 책상에서만 썩기 아까운 솜씨인걸?
Why are there so many guys just like hanging around inside the building that's on fire?
어둡네요. 달을 베어낼 수 있다면 하늘이 더 밝아질 텐데. 아, 농담이에요.
가보지.
늦으면 매피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Oh, it's a 2-rounder, whatever.
직접 나서지.
늦으면 매피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
두렵진 않아요.
Oh, come on, man.
예측대로군. 빈틈 투성이로군.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
깡총!
쓰러졌군.
늦으면 매피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
I mean, on the one hand, yeah, but at the other hand, like, they're literally standing in a burning building. Like, some self-preservation has to be present in there.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
Like, crazy fanatical is like one thing, but not crazy fanatical to literally immolate yourself. God, look at that damage.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
지금은 두렵지 않아요. 두렵진 않네요.
Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable.
쓰러졌군.
That's a reasonable assumption, but at the same time, like, some amount of self-preservation has to exist. Even if it's just like, I'm not gonna waste people just burning him alive in a building. That's just a waste. That's a waste of manpower. We entered the charred mansion and Sinclair led us to the basement. When he opened the door, a long underpass leading to an unknown destination was revealed to us. To think there'd be a tunnel down here.
아마 제 짐작이 맞는다면 이 통로가 로보토미 집으로 이어지는 통로일 거예요.
So if my guess is right, then this passage should lead to the branch facility.
지하실에 대체 왜 이런 수상한 통로가 있는 거야?
Why are you keeping the shifty shaft in your basement?
원래는 없었어요.
It wasn't here before.
뭐?
What?
그럼 우리 어떻게 알고 지하실로 안내한 거야?
How'd you know we all get to the basement?
나침반이 북쪽 방향에 이끌리듯이 그냥 느낌으로 알 수 있었던 것뿐이에요.
It's like how magnetic fields draw a compass needle northward. I was brought here by intuition.
그거 아니었나요?
Isn't that what it is?
저희를 가지를 향한 나침반으로 쓰려고 데리고 다니는 거.
You're bringing us along to use as sensors for the bows. Sinclair quietly looked at Faust. Instead of answering him, she strode past him and stood before the door.
재질을 보아하니 비교적 최근에 만들어진 것 같군요.
Judging from the material, this tunnel seems to have been made relatively recently.
아마 엔사의 파견원들이 이곳을 점령하며 만들어 놓았겠죠.
It was likely dug by Encore's expeditionary forces when they had occupied the town.
짧은 길은 아닐 거예요. 그들만을 위한 통로인 만큼 적들을 마주칠 가능성도 다분하겠죠.
It won't be a short trip. Given that this passage was excavated for their use, we will assuredly run into foes on the way.
준비되었으면 출발하죠.
We should move once we're ready.
그렇게 쳐다보지 마세요, 단테.
Don't give me that look, Dante.
저는 아무 말도 할 수 없을 뿐이에요.
I'm simply not in the position to comment on it. Ah, yeah, I know this level.
에피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
깡총!
예측대로군.
정신이 터졌군요.
날 뛰어보라고!
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
전투에 임하겠습니다.
쓰러졌군.
소란이 줄었네요.
역시 모르네.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
직접 나서지.
Oh, come on.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
직접 나서지.
날 뛰어보라고!
All that ammo gone.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
두렵진 않네요. 두렵진 않네요.
There we go. Problem solved.
어디에서나 파우스트는 우수했어요. 잘 되었으면 좋겠네요.
Okay. Last one before the final one, I think.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
Oh, fuck! Shit, I didn't see who was where. I wasn't paying attention for half a second and I just got shot by...
머리가
Well, on the right side I get a refund.
가보지.
Most refund, like not total refund, just most of a refund.
늦으면 내피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
직접 나서지.
Oh, come on!
그래서 카론이 안전벨트 잘 하라고 했잖아.
직접 나서지. 예측대로군. 빈틈 투성이로군. 핫!
날 뛰어보라고!
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
깡총!
소란이 줄었네요.
날 뛰어보라고!
적들이 흔들흔들.
Yeesh, this one's going
기회
slow.
아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
Gotta save a little bit of ammo for the next round. Oh, come on! Come on!
편, 우리 편.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
소란이 줄었네요.
쓰러졌군.
두렵진 않네요.
Jeez.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해.
At least it's the second one.
100초만 기다려줄게.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
예측대로군. 빈틈 투성이로군.
Oh.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
당신은 물러 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
양청.
빈틈 투성이로. 빈틈 투성이로군. 예측대로군. 쓰러졌군.
날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이 있는데. 씹는 맛이 있는데.
당신이 물러 터졌군요.
역시 모르네.
Yeesh. Okay, that was actually much longer than I was expecting it to be, but hey, we beat it. Yeah.
전류가 너무 강하게 방출되었어요.
Alright, and 322 is that, as expected. Okay, so I'm gonna do that later, because first... Can I even go in? Yeah, I can. Just need that. But that'll probably take me like another 2 hours, and I don't want to go on for another 2 hours after I've done 3 already.
어둡네요. 달을 베어낼 수 있다면.
Not to mention, I still have to... Let's see, I can do the explo activation right now.
농담이에요.
I've also got to do a mirror dungeon later. Oh yeah, I need to do this.
빨리 시작하시죠.
Can't forget about this! I need to just really quickly do an XP luxcavation.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Wave 1 or 2.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
예측대로군. 빈틈 투성이로군.
Oh, come on!
날 뛰어보라고.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
전투에 임하겠습니다.
두렵진 않네요. 두렵진 않네요.
정신이 물러 터졌군요.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
Alright, I don't have a time limit on this, do I?
쓰러졌군.
I'm going like, oh man, I gotta finish this in 10 or else, but I don't actually need to, do I?
소란이 줄었네요.
역시 모르네.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
전투에 임하겠습니다. 정신이 물러 터졌군요.
그래서 카론이 안전벨트 잘하라고 했잖아.
전투에
Man, it's a lot of stagger.
소란이 줄었네요. 정신이 물러 터졌군요.
녀석들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
날 뛰어보라고. 씹는 맛이
Finish
있는데?
the mirror dungeon stuff? I mean, I could, but like I said, it's 3 hours in already. I don't want to spend another 2 hours in the dungeon because it'll take a while.
역시 모르네.
Hooray! I still finished under 10 turns. Yeah, exactly. I don't feel like doing that right now. I'm hungry. I want to go eat dinner.
전류가 너무
But hey, I got things and now I can skip the battle in the future. Woo!
어둡네요. 달을 베어낼 수 있다면 하늘이 더 밝아질 텐데. 아, 농담이에요.
Alright. Let's do one last thing then. Oh, right, I can do this. No, like, really, I need to go eat. I'm feeling the need for food right now. But you know what? Before I go, let's do one last thing. Oh! Ooh! Right off the bat! Let's go! Alright, what we get? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I did get shards. You know what? That was disappointing. One more, and then we'll leave it there. Last one. Eh, it doesn't look good. I got one red. Yeah, okay, that's a sign. That's a sign, I think. I got plenty of shards. Alright, I can burn the Heathcliff ones, right. That'll be useful. So I've got enough shards to buy some things in addition to enough boxes. I've got a lot of boxes, like I have 255 boxes, so that's a good amount.
아, 농담이에요.
I'm gonna wait until the season's almost done, though, because I can get that anytime, and who knows, I might pull him in the meantime. I'm gonna do one last thing. I'm just gonna do another XP Luxtivation.
이거 제
Actually, no, I'll just do
덕분일까요?
this one.
이겼다니까 다행.
조잡한
There we go. I got the thread bonuses,
좀더 재밌는 건
and
어둡네요.
you got another weekly
달을
mission
베어낼 수
done.
있다면 하늘이 더 밝아질
There we go.
텐데. 아, 농담이에요.
Yeah, so I'll just do it before the end of the season, because I got over a month left before that. So before that point, I'll just turn everything into shards that I need, get what I can, and then thread everything else. And if I've totally fallen off the game by that point, I won't care anyway, so. Alright. That's where I'm going to leave that, though. I'm going to go get some food in me. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. That was a good amount of work I got done. So next time I come back here, I'll be doing the branch. Yes, I will enjoy my consumption once I figure out what it is I'm going to consume. But next time I'm going to be here, I'm going to get the branch. We'll do a couple more polls, see if I can get any of these lovely characters. The what? Excuse the what nows? Yeah, thanks for stopping by. And let's see, is anyone streaming I can raid? Yeah, let's see if anyone's streaming Limbus. People are playing Limbus. Let's send you over to... Somebody's doing Refraction Railway. So I'll send you there. Why not? Go say hi. And, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, what have you. And see you next time.